Hi. Yeah, this is definitely the first time that we've done this. First time that I started today. Yeah. Definitely what's going on. Hang on, let me just take out the other stuff. So, what do you say we try that again, yeah? Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the very first time that we've actually decided to do a stream. Hey, Fortuna, welcome in. Welcome in. Wait a minute. This isn't right. What is the bit rate on this? Quality. Okay, yeah. Crow just tested the best game of the jam. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Literally, actually. Not even joking at that point. But yeah, we'll figure that out when we get to it. I don't want to know about it. I will play it when I get to it. Okay, but first off, I just wanted to run a quick little check. Alright, so, shut up, me. Okay, 1080p, 60, okay, yeah. Yeah, I was, yeah, so for those that were wondering what in the world that other stream was, I just needed to make sure that these were working, like the stream settings were working, because ever since the repo stream on Friday, I think I figured out how to keep my, actually keep OBS from disconnecting randomly. So, I think I figured it out, so I just wanted to make sure that this worked here. Because, yeah, now of all times, we really should not be having disconnects. Alright, let me just go ahead and make the announcements, and here we go. Yeah, that'd be nice. I know, right? Like, that would be the worst, because now, like, at this point, we're actually going to be playing games from the Game Maker, from the Game Jam. So, of all times, like, we cannot have a disconnect in the middle. But I'm looking at the, what's it called? The live thing, and I'm getting an excellent, which actually is kind of different. Because I was checking that the whole time during the repo. And I noticed that sometime before I restarted the stream, there was actually, I was getting an unstable connection. But I just switched over the encoder, and now it's working much better. You will test all games. I will test the games that I need to test, and they're not even tests. I'm judging them. I'm not going to be a play tester for these games. I'm just going to go through them and then play them. Oh, I almost forgot. What do you mean? Again, what do you mean? I was not caught doing anything. What, the only thing that you would catch me for is skimping out on a Monday stream, but that's because I needed to go ahead and start playing some of these games. So, no, that's nothing to be ashamed of. So, yeah. Okay, so I made the announcement. I actually posted on social media, which is great. I will do the joke until the end of April. I mean, again, you can do all the jokes that you want. Doesn't mean they're gonna land. Hey, Zeke, welcome in. How you doing today? Alright, so... Except it wasn't my joke, it was yours. I still don't follow you. This whole time, I just will not follow you. Alright, so I don't know if there will be any new people in here today because of the... Oh, come on. Average stream... Oh, no. There it is. Unstable. Average stream bitrate too high. What do you mean? Alright, fine. I'll just drop this. And then apply. Hopefully that... I don't know if that will... Yeah, I have no idea if that's actually gonna do it. I don't know if I have to restart the stream in order for this to work, but I'm sure there will be. Yeah, that'd be nice. What are you getting angry for, Fortuna? Y'all, you all have to be on your best behavior. I'm assuming that there will be new people here tonight because we're doing a judge's highlight. So you all have to clean up your act. So let's see if chat is able to do that. I wonder. I honestly wonder. What in the world? Lamau says the worst offender. What do you mean the worst offender? Banhammer out and ready to rip. I don't think we'll have to go that far. We just got to smack them around a couple times. I'm sure they'll be all right. Okay, maybe like fourth worst around here. Yeah, exactly. There's an ad about a girl streamer for a moment. I thought there was a face reveal. What? Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm actually a woman. I thought we'd been over this. I'm actually a woman. You know what? Wait. I gotta remember. Should I do my normal spiel? Because I'm just like, wait a minute. What up, Burp? Y'all ready to play some woke? Oh my god, fucking John Erico. Of course, right when I say I make one simple request, and this is how I'm muted. My muting and timeout backends is also working. Hey, that's great. I'm sure we might get some use out of that. How you doing, John Erico? All right, so yeah, we can probably just give it a few moments just to wait for people to come in. What's the occasion? What do you mean, what's the occasion? We're doing a highlight. All right, okay, well, that didn't work either. Okay, so let's do the 4,000 kilobytes per second. Why we need to be particularly particularly be on our best behavior, I mean? Well, because this is not going to be our normal... John Erico, we're not doing our normal schedule. For the time being, we are going to be replacing all streams with judges' highlights. In fact, I should probably change the title. One. So I'm assuming that we're going to be having some new people, a bunch of new people in here tonight. And every other night. So... yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Wait, 7,000? Oh, that's definitely not what I'm doing here. I specifically set OBS to have the maximum bitrate of 5,000. But I guess that's just too much to ask. What happens when the stream bitrate is too high? Well... I'm sure we'll find out the hard way. I thought that was the disconnection. I thought that would come with disconnection, but I guess not. Thank you, Fortuna. What is this? What is this? I thought we'd been over this. I'm actually a woman. Dude, you know what? I gotta remember. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm actually... aha! Sorry, Fortuna. I guess your sub ran out, so you can't just use that anymore. Haha. Too bad. Also, I'm fairly certain we already have a quote like that. So, yeah. Try again. Ah, there we go. Down goes the bitrate. So I think that's gonna... hey, man, we're supportive. I identify as gender fluid, so... pfft. Okay. I'll just shut down everything else. Oh, I should probably put away my notes. Yeah, shouldn't I? That would be important. Yeah, I don't want you guys to know what the scores are. You still owe me a quote, by the way? I don't... what do you mean I owe you a quote? You have channel points. You are more than capable of using them. Yeah, one of the things that we are not allowed to do is reveal the actual scores for the games, so I can't really do that. It's a shame. All right, so I guess we can just go ahead and get started a little bit. So, yeah, tonight and for the foreseeable future, until we get done with all of these, we are not going to be having our regularly scheduled streams. So no pitch. We're still not doing Pitch Fridays. We're not doing Random Wednesdays. We're not doing Mundev parties. Because we're going to be doing judges highlights. You can't reveal scores. At least you don't have to pretend you like a game. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna give my opinion here. Like I'm not gonna give you the score breakdown, like the breakdown for each category. But one thing I will do is, so if you're a regular here, you know about Pitch Fridays. I'm basically going to treat these few streams. I'm going to treat the judges' highlights like a rapid fire Pitch Friday. So I'm just going to play a game, just give my thoughts on them, and yeah. The only stipulation here is that these games are games that I've already judged. So just to be clear, like this is not a live judging stream. Like I said before, just to repeat myself, I'm going to say things over again just because I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of new people in here. I will not be live judging games on stream because I want to... if I'm going to stream, I would like to interact with chat with you guys. And I don't think that's a great idea for me to do specifically when I'm trying to judge games. So when I want to judge games, I want to just like sit down. I just want to focus. I want to lock in. I just want to take in everything I can about the game without talking to chat. Other judges, they can do their own thing. I think, yeah, plenty of them are doing live judging, and that's perfectly fine. But I think that's just the best for me. So that's what's going to happen. So instead, I will be playing some games that I have already judged that have stuck out to me in one way or another. So there are ones you like the most, seeing as it's judge's highlight, or like all of them? Absolutely not all of them. No, definitely not. Just the ones that have stuck out to me, because I've played a few of them by now, and not all of them were, let's see. I don't know if there's a diplomatic way to put this. You know what? I don't care. Some of these were trash. And I'm not trying to like berate people that are giving, like, listen, when I say there's a trash, I don't mean people that try their best and it just doesn't work out. There were some games that were very clearly shitposts. Just there to waste time. I'm not going to name names, but there were games that that had zero spirit put into them. They were just made in about 5 minutes and they're just there to like burn time. So I'm just going to ignore those. Now, the rest of these that I will be putting on here will be games that have stuck out to me in one way or another, either because they're very great or because they tried to do something. So just because something doesn't work out does not mean that the game itself is bad. For me, it means that there's something here worth talking about. And I think everyone can benefit from that. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get started on a couple of these. So normally my streams are about 3 hours, 4 hours on Fridays. But tonight I'm just going to go through whichever ones comes first. I will play through them. And when the list runs out, that's the end of the stream. Or when 3 hours run out, that's the end of the stream. So, yeah. Hey, Steel Soldier, welcome in. How you doing? How are you doing? So, let's see. I have done... Yeah, doing good, Nova. How are you? I'm doing all right. I'm looking forward to kind of like the nice change of pace that this is going to be. Because I've been... My eyes have been going bad from sitting down just staring at a computer screen for so long. Just unbreakingly. But I'm hoping here I can just kind of sit back and just relax. Not necessarily turn my brain off, but there are some games I just like to talk about. And it'd be nice to actually do that now, again, rather than just putting in scores. Work Nova for real, for real. Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, these are going to be games that stick out to me. That doesn't always mean that I rated them super high, but I think that games that have a lot of effort put into them, even if they don't work out, are worth talking about and worth showcasing. So that I don't really think those are backhanded compliments. I'm just trying to talk about games. And games that I just think, even games that have some problems with them, I think are still worth talking about. Alright, so with that being said, I think we are ready to actually... Oh, wait, yeah. Got to turn off Discord. Yeah, like I said, we're not doing our regular schedule, so there's going to be no creative workshops today as well, or any of the streams as well. So you guys can go ahead and sit down and just give each other your feedback on the creative channel. Because we are going to be... I'm not going to be looking at those for these streams. It sucks, I know, but... rather just kind of highlight some of these. I'd rather spend time highlighting the jam games. Now, what is the one we're going to start with? Let's go. Yeah. All right. Let us start with... So we have 4 games on the docket today. I don't know if we're going to get through all 4 of them today. Because they are... some of them are short, some of them are pretty long. I don't know. We'll just have to find out. All right, enough stalling. Let's just go ahead and go to it. Let us start with this one. So these are not in any particular order, right? So I'm just going to be going through games. I'm just going to pick them randomly from the list. I played some stinkers while browsing, so I'm excited to see her pick the good ones so I know which ones to play. Again, these are not... like... Alright, fine. We'll just call them the good ones. But don't think of these as... like a... When I set out to do this, I wanted to pick games that stood out from the others. Even if you play the bad ones, it shows which ones to avoid. Not necessarily. Oh, you mean play these on here. Again, I don't want to think of them in terms as good or bad. There are some that are very clearly shitposts that I'm going to ignore, obviously. But I think even games that like try something and fail are still worth talking about. So the point of these highlights is to bring out games that have tried something different. Or that have stood out to me in one way or another. So don't think of these streams as quality, like a quality filter, because ultimately I just want to bring games to your attention. And then we'll see, and then you guys can make the choice as to whether you guys want to play them or not. I can't wait to see the absolute masterpiece Nova Sun. Aye! Waldorf! Hey, Patter, welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing? Okay, we're going to start off with Beeyond. So, this one was made in RPG Maker MV, I believe. I can't quite remember if there. I don't think there was a splash screen on there. So yeah, for those of you just joining, Nova picked the absolute best. John, I'm gonna smack you. I'm gonna smack you super hard. All right, so this one is Beeyond, which has You know what? We should probably look at the. Thank you, Z. Thank you, Z. Alright, so, yeah, maybe we can start by... I don't know if you guys want to see the pages for these games. But, anyway, this game advertises itself as being a very chill and relaxed experience. And, I think after a long day of judging games, a game like this is exactly what I need. So let's go ahead and get started. So, this is you. You are a cute bumblebee. Sure would be nice if we could actually see the cute bumblebee, but alright, sure. This is John. He's a farmer, a poet. He says things sometimes. These are the flowers that can bloom in your garden. Click on them anytime to inspect them. Hey Nawanda, how you doing? Now choose a flower to add to your garden. You can click on them to inspect them. Press this button to pick the flower above it. Now, if you haven't looked at the game page, and frankly, I'm not really counting game page material as part of the experience for playing the game, because the way that we want to do this is we want to see what the game itself has to offer us. So I don't think supplementary material should count towards rating these games. But the game advertises itself as a very chill and relaxing experience. But at the same time, you know what it doesn't do when you start the game? It doesn't tell you what your objective is. That's something that you have to figure out for yourself. So it gets you right into... This is with tutorial mode on, by the way. So it just tells you, this is you, this is some dude. Now pick some flowers. So, nectar blue, 20p. What is P? No idea. I give 1 nectar star when collected. What's nectar? Why is that important? You can see it right here. Don't know. Doesn't tell you. I give 20p more if the pollen previously collected was not yellow. And last one, full blend, 50p. Alright, so let's just do this one. And then there you go. And now we have our grid. Below is the minimum amount of pollen you need to bring home. Fail to do so, and you'll fall asleep. That's basically a game over. This shows how many jumps you have left. If it reaches 0, you'll jump home automatically, or fall asleep if you don't have enough pollen. You can jump back home anytime, just make sure you have enough pollen. And there is a bonus if you jump home early. So, you can probably figure this out, but the numbers above these flowers are the pollen. So let's grab this one. Bam, 50. And there, look at that, we already have enough. So let's just go ahead and head on home. Boom. A new day has begun. Collect the amount of pollen required every day to make it through. So yeah, you have 30 days to basically like a, I don't want to say almost a survival challenge, but yeah. This is nectar. It's used to purchase tools and upgrades. Each spare jump will give you nectar. And there you go. So now you have a bunch of flowers, each of them having different effects. Daisy is just 10 pollen. Daisy blue, 20 pollen. If you beat the pollen goal when you're collecting meat, gain 1 nectar. Alright, so... give 1 nectar. Oh, you just instantly give 1 nectar when collected, okay. I give 35 pollen to adjacent flowers when I'm collected. Okay, that's pretty good. When collecting an adjacent flower, collect me too. This one I went with my first time through, so let's just go ahead and do that again. And yeah, there it is. So the amount of flowers, from what I can tell, the flowers are randomly placed on the field and they're drawn from the palette that you have here. So each time you choose a flower, you're going to change the way you approach the game, because the chances of getting the different combinations is going to be different every time. So here is... oh, that's just straight up 50. Okay. And then this one. If you beat the pollen goal when collecting meat. Okay. Oh, that's what's going to happen right now. So let's just write that. Bam. There's a nectar. All right, and then head on home. Man, I love when people use RPG Maker to make non-RPG stuff like this. Me too. That just shows how versatile the engine can be with a little creativity. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to pick a game like this to showcase, because it's not a typical RPG Maker game. You can purchase these tools and upgrade them with nectar. So basically, nectar is your currency to buy upgrades. Click on this button to buy above it. When you're done, press this to continue. Have a great day. I think that's the end of the tutorial. But yeah, so the amount of items, so the items available to purchase are different every time, which means that every time you start this game and you load and you go through it, your experience is going to be slightly different. Double nectar gained from spare jumps. That's pretty good. Non-yellow flowers give 15 pollen more. 5 tiles become watered, giving 10 pollen extra. That's a good one. All right, we're gonna go with that. So we have 7 pollen. Do we want to go ahead? Yeah, let's go ahead and get this. I've been doing pretty good on the spare jumps. This can even fit very well on mobile. I'll have to see how that works out, because I'm imagining a phone and like, yeah, these icons can actually... that seems very precise. Yeah. Is this a Jane game? Yes, this is in fact a Jane game. Yeah, so again, for those joining us, every game that I'm playing on this channel are games that I've, right now, for these streams, these are judges' highlights. So these are games that I have already judged, and I am just kind of showcasing them for you guys. And I'm going to treat these like I do treating all the other games that people have asked me to play. So I'm just going to go through it and then just talk about them. When blooming, I grant adjacent yellow flowers and myself 10p. That's pretty good. I don't think the game ever explains what blooming is, though. When blooming, I grant 20p to adjacent flowers. Sorry, I missed reading the title. Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. When blooming, I give 10. So these all have blooming effects. All right, fair enough. Let's just go ahead. I'll just take this one. New flowers bloom. New flowers bloom. So, not quite sure what that means. Like, there's a number of ways that you can read that statement. Like you say, like you can read that as like, hey, the new flower that you just picked up, that blooms as well. They bloom. Or it just says, hey, it's a new day and some new flowers are blooming. Could have been clearer on that. Anyway, let's go for this one. And then that's just a random 50. Okay, this one gives me nectar. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't beat the... Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Alright. So what do we have here? When you collect me, pink flowers give 10p more today. Okay, that's pretty good. When you collect me, gain an extra jump. That's a good one. Every time you jump, I gain... yeah, okay, I like that one. So now we have choices to make. It's like, okay, so this one starts off at 0. So now I'm like, okay, well, now I can go around collecting pollen and just wait for this one to build up. And the one that I have here that only collects when you collect adjacent ones didn't... nothing spawned next to it, so that changes my route. That's just straight up 50. So, beat the pollen gold, collect me. No. Adjacent flowers. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. I collected. I didn't collect anything there. Uh-oh. By the way, just to be clear, the judging for these games have already been done. So if I come across anything, if I come across something game-breaking within the next 10 minutes, guess what? You're safe. My judging has already been done. So don't panic if you come across, if you see any bugs. Nothing that I see here, if I discover anything new here, that's not going to affect my score because I've already given these those scores. The only exception being if I discover something that would break contest rules. So if I go down a route that I didn't go down my first time through, and if I go down a different route here, I come across some AI generated images, guess what? That's going to change things. So, yeah. So let's try it again, shall we? Oh, right. Well, I was going to disable tutorials, but whatever. I get 1 nectar when collected. When you collect me, collect adjacent flowers, too. Ooh, that's a good one. Not sure why this one is in... not sure why this one's in red. I noticed that a couple of these flowers actually have different font colors. This must be a really good... I'm guessing they have to symbolize rarity. But sure, I'll go for it. Because, yeah, I don't actually remember seeing this one my first time through. Let's go and grab that one. There we are. So, what do we got here? We're blooming. We're blooming. Okay, these are all blooming. Alright, so let's go. Boom. Oh, okay. I already beat the pollen goal, so there we go. Okay, water can gain 1 nectar for every 5 you have. After each day, gain 1 nectar for every 5 you have, up to 50. Yeah, I remember this one being actually busted. Collecting the second pollen of a color grants 50 pollen. That's pretty good. that. Let's do that. Oh, actually I can get all of them. Okay. Ah, screw it. Let's get all of them. All right, now we have one nectar when collected. Collect me pink flower. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. Oh no, man, wow. Overachiever over here. Hey, you guys know me. I tend to overthink things all the time. And, but this is not the type of game that you really want to overthink. It's just, hey, just chill. Just chill. That's what we're supposed to do here. You know, I don't know why I didn't notice this before, but yeah, those are some weird mixels going on here. Actually, I'm not sure if it's because of the resolution or what, but yeah, some of these, there's definitely some mixels going on here. Just click a few things, bruh. Hey, I'm trying. But sometimes it don't always work out. Let me just grab that. And then here. Oops. Oh well. Alright, I like this one. No! Oh wow. Fine. 25, 35, 45. Whoa, that was 95. Wait, what? How did we go from 25 to 45 to 95? Huh. Well then. 50 points? Math ain't math in here for some reason. When collecting pollen, if you don't mix pollen colors, I gain 30 pollen. Otherwise, I lose 30. Nah. When blooming, I gain adjacent yellow flowers. Okay, there we go. Alright, so there's that. So, 45. Then we're going to collect this one, so that's 55. And then this one, that's 65, 75. And then we're just at, yeah. Oh, right. Collecting the second pollen of a color grants 50. Oh, right. Yeah, I forget what my own power-ups were. Okay, so what's next? I give pollen in the future. A little vague. When blooming, I grant adjacent yellow flowers and myself 10p. When you collect meat, gain an extra jump. I like that. Alright, so let's grab the one that's already been watered. Bam. And then grab that one. Bam. And there we go. Oh, look at that. There's John. And you know John can finally talk when John can finally talk when there's an exclamation point above his head. What does he have? What does John have to say? Here goes a favorite poem of mine. A stagnant pond, red dragonflies the heat. What? I'm sure that's important to someone. Gain 3p times the current day at day start. John can finally talk when he isn't timed out by Siegfried. I guess so, yeah. All flowers give 20 pollen more. You gain 3 daisies. That's really good. Drafting a flower gives pollen based on rarity. Little typo there. Whoops. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. Ticker, that's a really good one. I don't know if I want to do that one. I do want to do that one. Let's go for it. Alright. So, what kind of flower should we pick? Full bloom, just a straight up 50 pollen? If you beat the pollen goal when collecting, you gain 1 nectar. I don't think we need that one. Legion. When blooming, I get 20 pollen for each other Legion flower. Pretty good, but we're going to go with this one. That's just straight up 50 pollen. So, 55, 105, 135, and then that's going to be another 50 because of the 2 dango. 206, immediate win. Ooh, what's this one? When blooming, I convert 2 daisies to a random flower for the day. That's pretty good. Let's try that one. Up, there it is. Yeah, so a couple of flowers have changed, and now some of these flowers have been eaten up. I know this one is one that's actually an interesting one because it's a permanent flower. So it eats up 2 flowers and then gains their pollen. But that flower, if it ever comes back, will retain that 30 so that future times it eats up other flowers, it will just keep growing and growing and growing this entire run. All right, this one's just a 50 pollen, right? Yeah. Be taking that. And then this is the one that you gain nectar. Yeah, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's not it. Let's go with that one. Bam. Yeah. Okay, what about you? Every time you jump, I gain 50. Yeah, we're going to that one. New flowers bloom. Oh, John's got something to say. You should take a rest. I know. Just remember to give yourself some love from time to time. Hey, VG Advisor. There's one. There's one for you. Yes, I do. Brush your teeth. Yeah, I can smell your breath from here. All right, what are we doing next? Grab that. And then this is the one where if you pick it up, it picks up all the adjacent ones. Yeah. Bam. And see, it picks up all the adjacent ones, and their effects also trigger. So that's why I got the nectar. Now let's head on out. Grab the adjacent one, of course. Oh, wow. Oh, you're still doing things. Huh. So I guess this wasn't a one-time thing. This flower's going to keep coming back all the time. Oh, who's being a mean little shit now? I don't know what you're talking about. It's my stream. I have I can do and say whatever I want with 0 consequences. What you gonna do about it, John Erico? Alright, so what are we gonna grab? Let's do this one. Yeah. Oh, look at that. One and done. Alright, so what's this? Collecting pollen gives 5p to adjacent flowers. That's pretty good. Doubles nectar gain from spare jumps. And then, okay, yeah, we got that. Actually, I can buy all of these. So why not? Well, right, because there's only so many you can. There's only so many bonuses you can have. All right, let's do 1 nectar when collected. Yeah, pink flower. All right, what's next? Let's do that one. Oh, almost got them all. Yeah. There we go. And then pick a flower. I think we're actually pretty good on nectar. Oh, what do you have to say, John? You should take a rest. I know. Just remember to give yourself some love from time to time. And considering how rough this must have been to develop, I think John, the dev, could have used this. Could use this advice. You think Nova would spend his cash on Jordans? Nope. Also, one thing I want to point out: the sun ray here. I definitely appreciate the actual extra effort that it took to make this match the art style, the low res. Because I don't know if it's how clear this is on stream, but if you look at this, there's actually the sun rays actually pixelated. So it's not just like a smooth, like airbrushed ray. So I definitely admire that dedication to making this look as consistent as possible. True, Nova probably buys like flip-flops from Dollar Tree. Wow, how low standards do you think I have? I can't believe that. I feel hurt. Bam. Wow, 1 and done. There you go. Flower when blooming, I grant 20p to adjacent flowers. I get 20 more. Nah, it's alright. Okay, so what's the... Oh, wow. Wait, what's this one? Huh, I don't have that on my list. Interesting. Let's go ahead and grab that one. Oh, 1 and done, once again. Hello? Okay, that was weird. It kind of bugged out for a second. I couldn't actually go home. Oh, nah, whatever. Actually, he spends his Nova coin on boots made of pure gold. How gaudy do you guys think I am? Damn. Welcome to the Nova Stream experience, everybody. For all the new people in here. Yeah, these guys just they think they can roast me, but they just don't have the chops for it. Okay, collect me. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We love the experience. Oh, I know this one. Yeah, this one is where. Oh well, I can't really show. Chat's just wild. What can I say? I know, right? Bam. Ooh, almost. There we go. Relics cost 25% less nectar. Not useful. Yellow flowers give 30 points more. Getting 2 daisies. That's pretty good. When jumping, gain 5 pollen per jump square. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. Flowers get 30 points. Nah, I think we can hold off. We're only halfway through the days. Give 1 nectar when collected. If you beat the pollen, gold when collecting meat. Okay, yeah. No, sorry. I invested on Nova coin and now I'm poor. For legal stream reasons, Nova does not have a coin and I live in a cushy apartment. Thank you for clarifying that, John Erico. Oh, wow. 1 and done already. What does a comedian bee produce? Punlin. I ought to time you out just for that terrible pun alone. But then I remembered I played through all of Hi-Fi Rush and I thought the puns were funny, so they were funny because they were really bad. Well, let's find out. What does I give pollen in the future mean? Oh, we just got some pollen. Alright, fine. Instant 500 pollen. So now the game gets a little different. Right? Because now we have enough flowers to take up the entire grid. Which means it is up to chance that the flower that you were planning your whole run around actually even spawns here. So we can start a chain reaction because we have, let's see, what is it? We can pick up 1 flower here, and this flower will pick up because the adjacent one got picked up, and this one will get picked up because the adjacent one will get picked up. So let's go right here. Bam. 362. Immediately win. Oh yeah, okay. Collect adjacent flowers too. Yeah, that's a really good one. Oh, yeah, these got changed. Bam. Oh, instant win. You know, uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't jump. Okay, now I can. I think if there's too many chain reactions happening at once, maybe you're not able to jump. It's a bit weird. Gain a random flower and remove a daisy. Remove another every 5 days. Yellow flowers give 30 points more. 2 daisies. Yeah, okay. Oh, I've already maxed out the relic. Nova speed running. Yep. But honestly, like, this game is not the one. Oh, this happens only 5 times, huh? Okay, cool. But like, you really don't have to put that much thought into it. This game advertises itself as a chill experience. I'm just trying to show stuff off. And it's really like the music is just on point, and you just. I remember by the end of this, my time with this game, like I was just in a state of zen, and I think that's excellent because like it achieves what it set out to do. Nova's going to become a dedicated "This game's name here" streamer. It's Beeyond. I'll have you know. The Binding of Isaac, move over. Beeyond is the new Binding of Isaac. Get pollen in the future when blooming. Nah. I don't think we need the extra jumps, actually. Oh, almost. There it is. I think this game would have benefited for some difficulty modes, because yeah, these are like, you can put like a modicum of thought into this game, into like your route planning, and then like completely snap this game's challenge in half. Then again, the whole point of this game is not to be overly challenging. It's just to kind of sit back and just chill. But I feel like a mode that kind of multiplies the amount of pollen that you have to get every day would not go amiss. Then again, what do you guys think would happen if once we hit 30 days? You think it's over? There we are. I wasn't really paying attention and almost missed this. I agree, Nova. This game should be a PvP shooter with a ranked mode. What a cozy looking game. Hey, Fancy Mustelid. How you doing? The Beeyonding of Hive Set. Ugh. Here goes a favorite poem of mine. The old cow lags to toil and to lull and splash. Spring evening. He's got a lot of favorite poems, don't you think? I kind of wish John had more to say, especially because the tutorial like calls attention to him. Don't quit your day job, John. What? Can a guy have some preferences? Can a guy just like things? There we go, 583. Yeah. Collecting adjacent flowers. Yep, I like these flowers. These are my favorite kind of flowers because they just make collecting things so easy. Boom. Look at that, already. Done. And then yellow flowers give more. Nah. Non-yellow flowers give... Okay, yeah, let's go for that one. And now we are done. We cannot buy any more stuff. Which, yeah. Again, really does not take much to break this balance in half. I'm sick of Windows, so I'm trying Linux on my laptop, but is it really worth it? We'll see. My laptop sucks though, so I'm going to move some files over and try it on my shitty desktop before I build my new PC. The title is a whip. I gotcha. Oh, hello. I'm both pink and blue. I never saw this flower my first time through. Okay. Boom. Gotcha. And then, what else? Gotcha. Baba Booey. Hey, Ozzy. When collected, I consume a nectar. Okay. 15 points per nectar, huh? What does that even do? Okay. Holy crap, look at that. 15, 20. All right, so if you just need a quick and easy out, there you go. Wait, what? That's it? Just one nectar? Wow. Okay, John, what do you have to say? Here goes a favorite poem of mine. The hills release the summer clouds, one by one by one. I honestly have no idea if these are like actual real poems or not, but hey. They're fun. I just got 20 pollen from that. Sure, we'll go with that one. Alright, so let's pick up that one. Wow. There we go. Now we have this one. I give 20 points more if the pollen previously collected was not yellow. And get pollen in future. At this point, I don't think it really matters. Honestly, what is this one? Yeah, Ticker. I think this is the instant game breaker. Because, yeah, Ticker just completely demolishes any tension there is to getting this day. To getting these pollen counts in. Look at that. Just one jump. I'm already good. Look at all the extra nectar that I'm getting that I'm never going to use. Hey, what is this? X minus 3? Was this supposed to go away, but it didn't? Uh-oh. But you know, that is the fun part about having these kinds of kinds of games for judging, because if one of the power-ups or functions is broken, there's a good chance the judge may not see it the first time through, because I definitely didn't. Yeah, there we go. Consume another nectar. Look at all that. Look at that. Completely demolished. And then, there it is. And then the last day. Are we ready for the last day? $288. 70. There we go. Does the game have an ending, or is like as chill as much as you like? Well, this is the last day, so we're about to find out. How are you tonight, Human Nova? I hope this commonplace greeting amongst humans finds you well. Hello. What's wrong with you, Ozzy? And there it is. You have collected more than enough pollen. Congratulations. You may now go even beyond and collect an astronomical amount. Best of luck. So there you go. And that is how the game is going to try and push the theme in. Well, I just came by to say class calls. You came into the stream just to tell me that you have class? Well, thank you. See you later in like an hour or so. Fair enough. You may now go even beyond and collect an astronomical amount. So there you go. That's how it puts the theme in. Which, you know, is a way to do it. But I don't think the... Uh-oh. Yeah, I remember noting that. I catch the maple leaf, then let it go. John Williams. John Wilms. Okay. I was about to say, did this game just crash? I was like, ooh, boy. You know who else has class? The person who made this game. Yeah. I mean, I don't think the concept of a post-game endless mode really fits a theme of Beyond Expectations, personally. But I see that there was an attempt. So, I can't really fault it for that. But yeah, that was Beyond. I enjoyed it. Absolutely just a fun little cozy game. But it was one of those things where it's like, you're getting exactly what you expected. And then the question becomes, do you think that would fit the theme of Beyond Expectations? Getting something exactly as advertised. I don't know. Personally, I hated the theme. That's fine. You can have whatever opinion that you want. This was a cozy expectation. Yeah. I gotta be honest. A part of me was thinking like the game was going super hard on Beyond Expectations. Like the fact that it was sold really hard as a cozy game. I was expecting a violent left turn somewhere. But that was my own expectations. And I guess the fact that it didn't do that was like, okay, maybe if you're really gonna go like big brained or galaxy brains, like you set up an expectation, you make somebody expect that it would go somewhere else and it didn't. I don't know. Anyway, that was Beyond. So you guys can go check that one out on your own. I recommend it because anyone that these games will change depending on what your choice of power-ups and flowers are, which means that it's a great time just kind of sit down and just shut your brain off and just play. I'll play a game like this. Yeah. I enjoyed that one. Good job. Good job, Dev. So, what is next? What would be next up here? I don't know. I'm just kind of making a choice. Let's go. Irene Homecoming was pretty cool. Hey, Hannah. How you doing? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm actually getting to that one yet. but I have not played that one, so it's not going to be on the highlight. But how you doing? Did you put a game in the jam? All right, let's do something. Maybe some NSFW. No. It's where we have to remind everybody that it is a PG-13 T-rated game theme. So no, Mustelid, we are not doing that. Yep, but I've been watching streamers play them. Gotcha. Some safe for work hint. I'm not going to think about that anymore. Okay, so the next one is going to be Beyond Expectations. You know what? If you can pull that off, more power to you. You'll get disqualified like crazy, but hey, at least you did it. Yeah, baby, let's pat our heads all night like crazy. You know what? I defer to your judgment on that. I am above such trivialities. How about next up? We're going to do this one. Yeah, baby, time to play Beat Saber. Okay, this one is a quiet spot. No, I did not accidentally hit new game. You start the game up, and this is the first thing that you see. A quiet spot is not suitable for those who are easily disturbed. This game contains jump scares, disorientation, and probably some other things that are bad, like smoking. I'm surprised Zifi let this slide. There are children present. You guys have problems. Oh yeah, it's also not suitable for audiences under 13. So, there you go. Saw someone playing that a couple nights ago. Kind of spooky but neat. I think so. Speaking of, what do you mean speaking of? But I can't really stop you. Not my fault if you get nightmares. Do you wish to continue? Yeah, never mind. Let's not do it. Then get out of my game, DF. Wow. Got a game over before we even hit the title screen. So, but, you know what? It is kind of weird that it takes you to a game over. And then it takes you right back to this. It is like, okay, that's weird. Well, if the punctuation wasn't enough to make me leave, that would do it. Oh, stick around, Aaron. Stick around. Can really stop you? Not my fault if you get nightmares. Do you wish to continue? Cool. So think about that for a second. Think about that kind of intro, that kind of text intro, and then this is the kind of wow, words are failing me. Title screen that we see. And that tells me Nova knows this is exactly the kind of game I hate. Oh, really? And what exactly do you think this is the kind of game this is? Remember, the theme is Beyond Expectations, after all. By the way, yeah, this is not actually a title screen. This is like a map. And this is actually the games with funny endings. Well, let's check this out. You found a quiet spot. Incomplete. You stole from the homeless. How could you? Party pooper. You crashed a party. Now your parents hate you. So yeah, kind of weird. Kind of weird. All right, let's get started. I forgot there was even a theme, not gonna lie. Wow. Huh? What? What the hey? Where's that music coming from? Oop. Hey, Chile. Heard you getting out of bed. Just thought I'd let you know that you're fatter and I threw a little party. I'm about to drop some mad beats. Oh yeah, I heard. What the hey, Mom? I'm trying to sleep. Whoopsie daisy. Can you keep it down? Nah. Bruh. Dude, I can't with this. I need to find somewhere quiet. Perhaps I need to find a quiet spot. Autographs are after the gameplay. Objective: find a quiet spot. So, this is the part where I have to go, okay, wait a minute. There's no menu, by the way. Also, I'm going to have, you guys better pay attention because this game has no saves. So this whole game has to be done in one sitting. So I will not be able to go back and revisit some things later because I'm not playing through the whole game. I'm not seeing any awards for originality and humor, but I like it regardless. Okay, you guys have some very interesting... Oh, hi, Jen. How you doing? You guys have some very interesting takes. Because the moment I played this game, I saw the title screen, I saw the intro, I was like, okay. Alright, you are trying really hard to be shitty. You're hiding something, aren't you? That was my exact thought process. The moment I started playing this game, I was like, alright. Because look at this mapping. Look how shitty this mapping is. Random ass casino table you cannot interact with. A bed that has 0 collision. You can't interact with this. Oh, a safe? This is where you keep your money. Take it. You took $500 from your safe. Rich MF. Nah, that's exactly what it felt like to me. I just didn't want to be an asshole in case it's some first dev's legit attempt. Alright. Oh, Chile, they're getting turned up in here. Up in here. While I'm trying to sleep too. Bruh. Let's go find somewhere quiet. Whenever I'm mad, I like to go to the lonely tree that's in my neighborhood. Let's go there. Alright, let's do that. How do I go about this? What are you at, by? Huh? Hello there, little child. What do you need help with? Nothing really. What are you doing? I thought Melvin was Riggy for a second. Wow. There's a major car crash here because a duck decided to walk in the street and a car had stopped without warning. Oh, that's horrible. I need to figure out how to move all of these cars because it's blocking traffic. Maybe if I had a magnet, but I need to find a magnet first. I should check these stores. But if I'm too broke, I should probably go back to my room and get money for my safe. Oh yeah, you're right. Let's do that, actually. Let's go get money from our safe. What's that? We already got money from it? This is where you can get your money? Oh yeah, we can just do it again. Oh, was that? We can already do that? Oh, yeah, alright, we just did it again. I assumed it's either very clever or someone's first attempt, not meaning to throw any shade if it is, but if it is, it's still charming and there's a lot to be said for some of the assets. If only it was this easy in real life. I know, right? Okay, how many of you guys have made shit RPG Maker games before? Because there's something about this, like, maybe I've just been around the scene too long. Because when I look at this, I see very obvious, unpolished, one tile wide house. Very obvious, like, no repositioning of the characters. Using walls, like one tile the whole time. I was like, huh. Shit as in intentional shitpost, or shit as in I didn't know better? Both, actually. But you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's start with this. And look at that, just a parallax, just completely unbroken, like instant tiles into parallax. It looks terrible. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my days, after all that walking and other things that definitely happened, I found my quiet spot. Oh Chile, same as ever. You're underestimating new devs?
Yeah.
Am I, Waldorf? Am I? New devs wouldn't have that kind, like the kind of, like, there's a certain consistency in the inconsistency. It's consistently inconsistent, and there's little ticks that I've noticed that is like, no, these are not beginner moves that a new dev would do. There's more you have yet to see. Collect the endings. Oh yeah, there it is. There's more you have yet to see. Collect the endings. I see some of you are starting to catch on. Like that title screen, there is no chance in hell that I'm gonna buy that this is somebody's first attempt. Like there is an actual... What the hell? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well. Huh. Yep, that's definitely not supposed to happen. Well, once again, I must reiterate for anyone who just came here, if that was actually the first time I went through the game, yeah, that would have been a disqualification. But I have already played and judged this game. So this is not going, was that under 10 minutes? I'm like 90% sure that was under 10 minutes. Just to be clear, whenever we found a game-breaking bug for any reason, we stop right then and there. The only difference is if it's under 10 minutes, then it's a disqualification. If it's over 10 minutes, then we judge what we have played. But a hard crash is an instant stop. So this would have been a disqualification. But as I have already judged this and have completed the game, you're safe. So if you're the dev and you're watching this, don't worry, you're good. I'm not gonna put this for disqualification. Thank goodness that wasn't your first run. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these offline. So thankfully, what we covered was pretty short, so I can get back to that pretty easily. I found out recently there's a bug that freezes the game and keeps the audio going. It's not a game bug, it's an RPG Maker bug. I think that's what just happened, caused by high-end monitors. A plugin to fix it is out. I encourage everyone to seek it out. That would be great, actually. Yeah. Okay. I just want everyone to understand right now that I took $500 from my safe. Just, we don't have to piece together anything right now. I just want to make it clear that I took out $500 from my safe. All right.
Yeah.
There's more you have yet to see. Collect the endings. All right, there we go. And then we go under endings. And there we go. We got the main quiet spot. Yeah. So let's go see what else we can do. Yeah, see, there we go. I'm just skipping through all this because it's the exact same intro cutscene. Okay, but yeah, I'm not going to find a quiet spot. How about we go in here? Girl, if I go in there, my parents will kill me. Is it worth it? Nah, it's not. Oh, look at that. Text box is still on screen. Oh, look at that. If we go back in here. Oh, the intro cutscene starts again. Yeah, very clearly shitty. very clearly shitty. Let's go in. YOLO. Chile. No, who DF? What's up? We told you to go to your room, dumb bitch. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oop, clock that T, I guess. I'm gonna pretend that I understand what half of these phrases mean, but yeah. Girl, what's your Chile doing here? I don't know. I forgot she lived here, honestly. Well, tell her to get out. We're partying over here. Don't stop. Get it, get it. Yes, diva. Shake that bottom line. OMG, party over. My stupid child ruined it. Girl. Bruh. This hoe. OMG, whatever. There was a better one at Clarence's anyway. OMG, let me in on this? Yes, diva. Come on. Wow, way to go, ho. Those are my free drink supplies. Bruh. Go to your room. You're grounded, ho. This house is a freaking prison.
Yeah.
And there's the ending. It's still not over. Collect the endings. Now, at this point, you may notice something a little different going on. Anything about this room look different to you guys? Well, maybe not right now. There's a note here that we haven't seen yet. Right as Bezos shows up. That's just excellent. Thank you, Bezos. I cannot... Wow. Well, how's that for timing? Hello. Can you see this? Are you reading this? You don't know me, but I know you very well. I know you and your people. You can't see me, but I can see you. Please read these messages carefully. I don't have enough time to write these. I've managed to import my thoughts into game objects. I'm running out of time. Find the next note in the next playthrough. You need to listen to me. Bezos popping up would be part of the game and I wouldn't feel out of place. Well, we have now just gotten our first hint that there's something weird going on underneath the surface. So, we're supposed to go collect endings. Okay, fair enough. Are we about to get an ARG right now? Wouldn't that be funny? Anyway, oh hi, welcome to my store. We sell a lot of things here. I hope you're interested. Oh, there's nothing here. Yeah, just come to me if you need any items. Okay, let's just open shop. Look at that. This $500, even though it's gold here, the $500 that we took is still here in our next playthrough. Well, anyway, hey, there's a magnet. All right, wasn't Melvin looking for a magnet? Let's go check that out, yeah? You'll never guess what I have. What do you have? A magnet. A magnet. Welcome back, everybody. So for those that were in the ad breaks, we found a note in our room in this third playthrough where there was an item that said, "Hey, collect endings. I'm watching you." And it was not in broken English. A magnet? I suppose it could work. There's no harm in trying. Whoops. Sorry. I was in OBS. Oh boy.
Oh my God!
You know, now that I heard that a second time, I'm going to have to go and double check where that audio came from. Because that definitely was not stock RPG Maker.
Yeah.
Super Melvin. Are you even trying at this point? Collect the endings. Huh? What? What the hey? Yep, it's the exact same intro. And look at that. The note is gone. So apparently, there is another note somewhere else. So let's go find that. Oh, there we go. You did it. You found the first note. That's good. That's progress. I don't know if you know this, but you're not who you believe you are. You're more than just a character. You had a life before this. We used to be close. Do you remember me? No, you probably don't. That's okay. I'm writing this to you before it's too late. It will break soon. Keep finding the notes. Anyway, whatever. Back to the shitpost. Good afternoon, kiddo. What can I help you with? Dad, can I get off the clock now? My friends want to hang out. Time is money, my boy. Besides, your old man can't carry these soil bags like he used to. You're no fun. You watch that tone, boy. Do you want to get paid? Whatever. Sounds like a little asshole to me. He can be a bit of a hassle, but I still love him. I can hear you. Anyway, just come to me if you need anything or want to buy something. Alright. Except we can't. Yep, we definitely can't. And this is one of those weird things where it's like, okay, well, obviously this part of the game is supposed to be shitty. But like, was this meant to be? Because that doesn't feel intentional. And I can't even talk to this guy. And I can walk on the walls as well. Well, ain't that something? Alright, whatever. So. What's next? Let's talk to the shopkeep. Hello, what can I help you with? I kind of want some free shit. Ha 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 ha. You know I can't do that. I have to make money somehow. Although, you can do some special favors for me. Well, no. Not like that. Come closer, let me tell you something. That was way less than an hour. Well, Ozzy, I guess the teacher just gave up on you. See that flower shop over there? That's my arch nemesis. They keep taking my customers. Right. If you blew up that store, I'll let you have anything you want for free. Even the whole store if you want. Ho, who do you take me for? Someone who obviously needs free convenience store items, apparently. So you're actually right. Okay, I'll do it, I guess. Joyous day. Take these instructions. Alright, yeah, so we just gotta remember how these, remember the instructions. Which, if you've ever lit things on fire, then it should be, like, you should be able to intuit this. You get gasoline, match, use it wisely. Okay. Let's go commit arson. What do you say? Arson is fun. Alright, I got step 1 done. What do I do? Okay. Pour gas in the dumpster. Well, yes. Next step is, put match in the dumpster. You're on a roll, ho. The next step is, step away. Easy peasy squeezy my lemons. Now to watch the magic happen. Son, do you smell something burning? No, why? Oh, perhaps it's just one of the flowers. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Can I have free stuff now? Yeah, go for it. Wait, hold on. Is that the police? Already? What? Got a blast. WTF, wait for me. Freeze, you're under arrest for arson, destruction of property, and manslaughter. Ho, I was framed. They're resisting, requesting backup. Bitch!
Yeah.
Yeah. There's still time. Collect the endings. So how many endings do we have now? Okay. Do we have Penny King? Okay. You stole from the homeless. Oh, right. Yeah, we need to steal from the homeless. Let's do that. So I got party people, I got criminal, I got Super Melvin. Okay, maybe I don't. Yeah, I remember this happening as well. You helped destroy the store clerk's rival business. It says incomplete, even though we literally just did that ending. That's one of those things where it's like, okay, was this meant to be shitty, or was the criminal one going to be a special one? Shoplifter. What were you thinking? Incomplete. Oh, right. Yeah, firefighter. Let's do that. The house on fire. What? Yep, is the exact same intro. Well, let's just wander around, just see what we can do. Alright, and then... there we go. Now, who is you? Oh, hey there, kid. Oh, Chile, you stank. Tell me something I don't know. Yeah, let's steal from her. Hey, what do you think you're doing? It need it more than you. Hey, don't run away. Get back here. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's not over yet. Now I have to go and make sure that ending actually registered. Okay, got it. So that means I have to do a couple more of these. Oh, right. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to go check for notes. Let's go do that. See what else is going on. So at this point, it's pretty abundantly clear by now that there's going to be more to this game than just the shitpost. But I need to ask you guys, how many of you would be willing to continue on with this game if you were on your own right now? Because if I try to think about it in terms of theming... Oh, I can't go in there. I'm like, okay. At this point, you are very clearly trying to set something up here. Not a hope. I'd have turned it off before the first title screen. Realistically, I would have likely closed this by now. Same. There's the problem. This is not the first time I've seen games be intentionally shitty in order to cover up something deeper. But I want to remind people that intentionally shitty is still shitty. And no amount of deeper meaning can undo the tone that you're setting up here. Some people eat this stuff up, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I can walk through here, by the way. No, there's nothing over here for me. It would have been kind of clever if there was something that you could have... is something that, like... To be like, hey, wink, 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 I got you. I know you know what you're doing here. Self-aware shitty is shitty with extra steps, unfortunately. Yes. Now, I get that there's an underlying theme, and that something is going to happen once I collect the endings. But the question that needs to be asked is, who's going to play long enough to get to that point? What are you at by? Pardon? No. Why are you still here in this alleyway? Oh, I just needed a smoke, that's all. In an alleyway? Well, yes. Like, kudos to the dev for making it all work and all, but yeah. Cool. Because, like, look at all this. All these custom portraits. And so most of you guys would not have even gotten this far to even see them. This, like, even simple looking art like this takes time. And remember, 1 month. Granted, I don't know if these assets themselves were made before the jam and they were just taken, because you can do that. You can't actually work on new stuff specifically for this game until the start period. But if these were pre-existing assets, yeah, you could have used these. But this is not something like this takes work. It takes work to make these simple looking portraits. It takes work to make this window skin. Like, it sucks to see people see something intentionally shitty and then turn it off and ignore all the work that the devs put into it. And that sucks to see. I'm not even reading this dialogue. Also, it's cute to have the notes that represent the deeper plot that's obviously going to happen. But there's a good chance that players may not even see this because, you know, I could have already seen this ending. I could have gone somewhere else, never picked up this note right here. He found out about the notes. He is the one who put you here, in this mess. He is the one who put us all here. I was the first. I regained consciousness, and he imprisoned me. You need to leave now. I mean now. Find the notes. I don't think that the underlying plot should have been delegated to easily missable notes like this. Because a hook that you could have worked on to help keep players invested is every time you start a new game, maybe change something slightly about the scenes. Like that intro cutscene, shoot, I've been skipping through this whole time because it's the exact same cutscene that plays every single time. Maybe the more endings that you get, the more you fracture the world. Maybe the character, clearly this character is not me. This is a established character in the world. Maybe as you go along, like you start the game, you start getting flashbacks of who this person used to be. Something that implies that we're actually moving forward rather than just the shitpost. You have gasoline in your hands. I was drinking it. All of our party goers are dead. You are so grounded. Gonna send me to my room? Oh. Clock that D.
Yeah.
Firefighter. It's not over yet. Yeah, we know it's not over yet. Because here's the thing. A title screen is the gateway between the real world and the game that you're trying to make. I see a title screen like this, and the first thing I'm thinking of is something moody. And, you know, the whole point is to try and get away from parties to find a quiet spot, which, you know, invokes a feeling of, you know, the teen years when you needed to be on your own. When you, like, teenage angst. That I may be reading too much into, I'll admit. But there is a strong disconnect between the mood that this title screen invokes versus the game, versus the game's sense of like the state of the game. And that's personally what got me to stay. And I was like, okay, you're gonna do something here, and I'm waiting for it to pay off. But here's the thing. The theme of this game jam was beyond expectations. At this point, I am now expecting this game to take a very hard left turn. Is that really beyond expectations when I know that it's clearly going to happen? Like, at this point, we are just counting down the endings. Will the twist be worth it? Let's find out. That's the key, John Erico. That's the key. All of this can be forgiven if the twist is worth it. That is a big if. And there's going to be a lot riding on this. Okay, Party Pooper, I got that. Criminal, I know I got that even though it says I didn't get it. Shoplifter, I didn't get that one. Firefighter, got that one. Okay, so let's do Shoplifter. What? Yep, it's the exact same intro. Well, I'll disagree, but like I said, I know this sort of game isn't for me. And that's fine. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to take as much personal bias out of it as I can. I'm just saying, I'm trying to see what the game is trying to do. But, you know, hey, Dev, You are seeing an entire chat saying they would not have gone as far as they did. I have a feeling that you, I have a feeling that you knew that this was probably going to happen. But the problem with that is that, are you really okay with that? You're really okay with just like people just missing out on what you have? I would not be, personally. I feel like back here would have been an interesting spot to put the shoplifter in, because I don't remember actually getting that. Hey, So Jelly, welcome in. Was the UFO not by chance on your list? I actually don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. That's a risk you take making a game like this, though, and I feel like the dev knew that going in. Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell. Okay, you know what? Let me just do the other one. What was it? Crap, what was the one? Melvin? I think it was Melvin. Yeah.
Oh my God!
But you're right. Yeah, that is a huge risk.
Yeah.
Are you even trying at this point? Collect the endings. Okay, do you actually have this one? Yeah, there we go. Criminal. Oh, it was criminal. Whoops. All right, yeah, I have to do this one again. Still haven't found the notes, by the way. All right. By the way, I want to point out how many people... Oh, right, I can do this again. Like, when we started this game, some people were laughing at the humor. And now, at this point, some people are... A lot of people, I think more people were saying, yeah, I would have stopped at this point. Just think that's worth pointing out. Foot match. Watch the magic happen. Step away. Yeah. Here we go. And we are criminals. Again.
Yeah.
All right, let me just double check and make sure if I have this. There's still time. Up. What are you doing? Where did those notes come from? Sure hope you were picking up notes at this point, because, you know, if you missed those, whoops. Don't tell me you're disrespecting me. I had more hope in you. I'm disappointed. This game cannot continue with you breaking the rules in such a way. Allow me to show you what happens to petty rule breakers like you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the twist. Okay, well, let's see what endings that we got. Oh. Something slightly different here. I cannot examine these. So let's start. Something is off. Something doesn't feel right. Look at that. Grammar problems are fixed. Punctuation's fixed. Spelling's fixed. No, this can't be it. This can't be all there is. What is happening? Why do I feel this way? Why am I thinking this? Who am I? Am I still me? Who is this? This isn't me. This can't be me. Please, make it stop. Make it stop.
Identity.
I wonder if anything changes at the endings, by the way. No. Alright, next up is death. So we are getting an ARG. What? Where's that music coming from? Oh, honey, you're awake? I heard you getting out of bed. Just thought I'd let you know that your father and I threw a party. The shitty English is gone now. I heard. I'm trying to sleep, Mom. Sorry, Pumpkin. Can you at least keep it down a little? We're almost done with the party, Pumpkin. Okay. I need to find somewhere quiet. I need to find my quiet spot. It always helps me cool down when I'm angry or overwhelmed. But, my stomach hurts so bad. I'm sure I'll live. I can no longer get money from my bank account. And I can't go into my parents' room. Pretty sure those are Imgur links. Imgur links? I'm not sure what you're talking about. But let's continue on. Oh look, there's the ending list. The original ending list. This is my quiet spot. Imgurs and image hosting. Yeah, I know what Imgur is. I wasn't sure what those were that you were referring to. Finally. Huh? Where did it go? Where am I? Mom? Dad? Anyone? My stomach. I don't. What's happening to me? Why am I in pain? Why does it hurt? Oh, the text looks like the end of a link after the slash. Ah, okay.
Death.
Well, maybe you can check that out for yourself. I would not have known that. Time eats all his children in the end. What? Where's that music coming from? Oh, honey, you're awake? Okay, it's the same intro. And at this point, I was like, oh, okay. My expectations were let up, and then now we're still doing this again. I was like, oh, okay. At this point, the character you, are aware that something is wrong. And I'm getting kind of tired of repeating this exact same formula again. Psst. Huh? You, come here. Who's there? Who are you? The alleyway. What? Oh, I see you. And yeah, you can't go any further down. There you are. Who are you? Do you know where you are? The alleyway? You're not supposed to be here. You know that, right? What do you mean? You called me here. What do you remember? What? You don't understand? Oh well, let me tell you everything.
Friend.
He done got his head exploded. Yep. And then we're just doing it again. Once again. So when I start skipping through these texts like this, that's how you know you've done it too much. Because at this point, the game is up, right? We've breached the surface of the shitty start. Quit doing the shitty practices. Quit forcing me to see the intro cutscene again and again and again. I thought we were already going to go somewhere different when we saw the skeleton, but now here we are doing the exact same thing. You had a good idea, and you're stumbling. It sucks to see. Also, I don't know how many people have played Five Nights at Freddy's, but you want to talk about immersion? Any immersion that I had in this game, instantly gone as soon as I heard that. Because now my brain is thinking Five Nights at Freddy's. It is no longer thinking about A Quiet Place, or A Quiet Spot. Sorry. A Quiet Place is a very different thing. Yeah. I don't think this is actually ripped from Five Nights at Freddy's, because I did some research on that, and I was like, wait, no, that's not it. But I couldn't quite find the origin of this track, but I'm almost certain that it wasn't ripped from Five Nights at Freddy's. It may be a stock effect. I think so. I just haven't been able to track it down. If it was found out that this was originally from Five Nights at Freddy's, then obviously that's a big DQ. But right now, I'm just giving the dev the benefit of the doubt here. Who are you? Do you know where you are? And this person is back again. Yay, Game Jam Town. Hey, Looney, welcome in. How you doing? Yeah, Hollywood, you're not supposed to be here. You know that, right? What do you mean? You called me here. What do you remember? I believe it is CC0 and doesn't need credit. Well, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. You don't understand? Oh well, let me tell you everything. My name is Agapov. And this time he didn't get his head exploded. Because you know what? That would have meant that we would have had stakes in this game. Once again, we breached the surface of the shitty game. At this point, everything that this game tries to do is leading up to this moment. And you have to stick the landing. Unfortunately, you're not. And that's super disappointing. But remember, most players probably wouldn't even get this far. Because they would be drawn away by like the shittiness of the original, of the first part. What is the title for this one? This one is called A Quiet Spot. And obviously, now you know, now that we're A Quiet Place, no. A Quiet Place is a very good movie. Yeah, no, this is a quiet... Wait, did I say A Quiet Place? No, I said... No, this is A Quiet Spot. Yeah, A Quiet Spot. Yeah, that's what this is. Legally distinct from A Quiet Place. No, it was me. You're right, okay. Because I said A Quiet Place earlier, and I was like, wait, no. You gaslit him? I think I gaslit myself. I gotta be honest. But yeah. So... you can have the shitty first part of the game, but we are past that now. You have to nail it. You have to get everything right, and it just isn't. It sucks to see. Because at this point, you can drop the pretense of making a shitty game with multiple silly endings. Because now, this is pretty linear. And the reset is just, I don't think it's great. I don't think this works. We just saw this man's head get blown off. And now that he's back, and nobody brings it up again, it's just for shock value, and no substance behind it. You need to get past the wall. We have to get past the fourth wall. Very on the nose. I did not, that was an auto advance. I didn't advance that. The walls, they're closing around us. I don't want to die. You won't die, but hold my hand tight, kiddo. Why? What's happening? Close your eyes and embrace it. It'll be over soon. This one's going to hurt. He's my dad.
Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out.
Again, shock value, and no real substance behind it. I think that would have been way more effective if you didn't have the jump scare face right there. That we already know that you would have been, like, we already know that we're trying to break out. That jump scare was just completely unnecessary. But then again, like I said, my immersion was just completely gone as soon as I heard something from Five Nights at Freddy's. Knew it was coming at some point? Yeah. Did anything change about this? No. Okay. Hey, Rag, welcome in. That was a Minecraft ghast. Well, now we have to ask, was that sound effect taken straight from Minecraft, or was that also stock? Again, you're forcing me to replay the exact intro again. This would have been a lot more effective if the mom's head got blown off at that point, not the other guys, whose name I've already forgotten. Because that would have caught us off guard, and then we would be inspecting the rest of this dialogue much more, I don't want to say thoroughly, but more carefully. You want to make us uncomfortable now. I get that. But you're just doing things that are very worn, over and done with. Alright, so we're going back to the fourth wall. There you are. Who are you? Do you know where you are? Yep, this again. This is the fourth wall, pretty. Yeah. Time you failed, you tried again. That's what I liked about you. Yeah. Now this big belly. Okay, yeah, we can make it through now. I don't see a hole in the wall, but alright, sure. But hey, there we go. Moving on. What is this place? Barry? Who's there? It's me, Alex. Welcome. We found the person who's been writing us these notes the whole time. You remember the notes? That was you? It was. Do you remember me? No, because Barry has had, and now we know it's Barry, not you. Now we know that Barry has had almost zero development. The gas noise in Minecraft was made by the sleeping cat of the guy who created Minecraft's music, so no. Really now? Alright, I'm gonna have to... Alright. Thank you for pointing that out, John Erico. I'll do some my own digging, just to make sure if that's the exact same sound effect. We did just hear that once, so we're gonna have to. I'll bring this up with the others, and then we'll talk it out. For the time being, let's continue to give him the benefit of the doubt and just continue talking about the game. I figured as much. You understand we're in a game, right? I think, but I don't understand. What happened? The developer. They put us in here for their own entertainment and others. What? Bro, 100% was. I went through a huge Minecraft phase for years, so I'm sure. I still have to bring this up with everybody else. I alone can't just say, okay, it's DQ'd. Right? We have to bring this up for others. Again, though, for the time being, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and just continue talking about the game, because I think there's interesting stuff to talk about the game, regardless of how it worked out. Bringing it to the Council of RPG Maker. Yep, pretty much. Do you know anything, Barry? Hey, leave me alone. Whatever. Point is, we're trapped inside of a game, and the only way to get out is if we access the portal to the outside world. This is not the attitude of somebody who's been reaching out to you and watching you die over and over and over again. We used to be real people, you know. Where's the portal? Oh no, piss off, Bezos. I'm snoozing these ads for as long as I can see them. All right, where's the portal? Oh, it's right in front of you. I forgot about that line. I hope nobody had any immersion left after all this. This is the big confrontation. Like, fuck! Oh, man. By the way, Nova, if any game gets disqualified, would it erase far from the entries? It should not be. I've seen a couple of disqualified entries. Actually, I think it may have been taken out of the submission list, but you can still see the page. But there's going to be a big notification at the top saying that it's disqualified. This has to be made by an edgy teen, right? I'm not too concerned about trying to make assessments about the developer. I'm just because I don't know the developer, so let's just talk about the game right here. Because I'm just going to talk about the game right in front of me because, it's easy to imitate that kind of mentality, I feel. So, and anybody can do that. So I think it's a lot more productive to just talk about the game. The entries has decreased from 283 to 281 though. That's because, that's actually got nothing to do with disqualifications. We noticed that some people have actually removed their own game from the submissions after the submission period has ended. I think those two are the ones you may be talking about. Yeah. That's why I said in the Discord servers, like, hey, even if you think your game wasn't that great, don't take down the damn page. Because it's going to be a disqualification. You're going to disqualify yourself if you take down the page. Like, even if there's something game-breaking in it, just leave it up. Because chances are, if it's like somewhere obscure, the judges may not even find it. In fact, I can tell you that from experience. Again, I'm going to assume that people are in here that aren't normally in here. For those that don't know, and just read me from the description of the jam page, in 2014, I worked on a game called Remnants of Isolation for the 2014 Indie Game Maker Contest, and it won the grand prize. Pretty impressive, right? You know what game had a big fucking game-breaking bug in there? My game, Remnants of Isolation. Luckily, it was in an optional area that players had no reason to go back to, but it was there. And we didn't find out about it until after the submission period ended, and someone made a damn YouTube video about it. That's how we first learned that there was a game-breaking bug, by having it publicly shown for the entire internet to see. And we're like, oh, fuck, there's no way we won now. So, if you submitted your game on time, just leave it up. It's okay. Even if it doesn't work out, even if the game turns out to be bad, the fact that you still managed to finish a game, I think that's always worth praising yourself for. If you gave it your best shot and it just didn't work out, that's fine. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. That's another, it's a jam game made in a month. There will be bugs. Exactly. In fact, I'm pretty sure, in the polish category for the judging criteria that you guys can see right now, minor bugs are expected and will not be penalized. The only time we'll penalize bugs is if they're like recurring. Like if every other word has a typo in it. Like if every text box has a typo in it. In this game's case, obviously the shitty grammar was intentionally shitty, so that would not be a polish deduction. For me, at least. Can't say about any, can't speak for everybody else, but for me, no. Like you're trying to intentionally be that shitty. Besides, there's, as I have pointed out to you guys, there's a lot of other things that I think are bigger problems than just the intentionally shitty grammar. What if it's that bug from Common Event? Then it's the bug from Common Event. Oh, I knew that. And there you go. Immersion ruined. And then we're back to regular grammar. Man, fucking hell. This is the big confrontation. Like, this is not the time to be dropping the ball. Piss off, Bezos. I'm talking here. Not you. Go away, Bezos. Sorry, I had to dismiss the ads again. What will happen to this world? My parents, Agapov, everyone? What will happen to them? They will go back to their real families. There's no need to worry about them. They will all be safe. Yeah, so you saw a guy, get his head blown off. Who cares? We don't want to have stakes in here. Didn't even acknowledge that he got his head blown off. In fact, I'm pretty sure Barry herself died a couple of times on the way here, but never goes acknowledged. So all I have to do is enter the portal? Yes, enter the portal. Set us all free, Barry. But I'm scared. How many games are you going to cover in this highlight? As many as I can. There's no need to be scared, Barry. Nothing bad will happen to you. You will be okay. Okay, just enter that portal. You promise? I promise. And this is the part, as many as I can tolerate, he says. Well, listen, I'm highlighting these games because I think there's things in them worth talking about. Regardless of whether or not the overall product I think is a good or a bad one, I think there's always something you can gain, even from stuff like that just didn't work out. Especially if you're a dev. You learn far more from failures than you do from successes. But regardless of whether or not your failures, it's a failure or not, I think games that have something interesting and worth talking about are worth talking about. So that's my criteria for picking these to be a highlight. By the way, yeah, it's the repeatable cutscene problem that we saw in the shitty part of the game. But this is the regular part of the game, the part where you're supposed to get away from the shitty part. But here it is, unironically, the exact same thing. Okay, let me just go. Let me just go towards the portal. Yeah, same cutscene again. I did what I did because that was what I did my playthrough of it when I was judging it. Because I was like, okay, wait a minute. This game is forcing me to go to the portal where everything will be much, objectively better for everybody. And I'm like, I did not get enough information about the game, about this world, to believe this person at their word. And I was like, okay, I think Barry should have some agency in her life. And that's why I went backwards, away from the portal, my first time through this game. Knowing that there was nothing down there, I come back, and there you go. I get the repeatable cutscene bug. I'm like, oh, okay. The endings weren't pointless after all. You served a purpose today. You loved, lost, and met a bunch of amazing friends. No, I didn't. It's time to go home now. Your real family is waiting for you on the outside. Barry. Huh? That was... hold on.
What was that for? How am I supposed to partake in the game jam now? You deleted all my progress.
What do you mean?
I was supposed to take part in this year's RPG Maker Game Jam, but you ruined it. Thanks a lot, Barry.
There you go. Voice acting. Who's Barry?
You are. That's what I decided to name you.
You named me?
Yes, I named everyone.
What happened to everyone? Wait, isn't Catster the dev? Yes. Catster is in fact the dev. My player character is talking to the dev of this game right now.
They're back in the real world now, with their real families. The world you once knew is not the same anymore. Well, I guess everything is over now. There's nothing else left for you. But before you leave, I have one thing to say to you.
Hey, Kosher, welcome in. Yo, no, it's been a while. How you been? I've been doing all right. How you doing? I was so ready to go to bat for this game and fight you on it, Nova, but it's such a huge pet peeve of mine. I mean, you can have your opinion, and in fact, if you disagree with anything I say, then I wish you all would go onto the game page and give your thoughts on it, because I'm going to. So I need you guys to be opinionated. Just let's, you know what? Right now, let's all come together as one and say in one voice, "Piss off, Bezos!" For the last time, unfortunately, I ran out of snoozes for the ads. So next time ads are gonna come, they're just gonna come. Sorry about that. But yeah, for a bit also, what's going on? Yeah, piss off, Bezos. Thank you, Zeke. I'm glad somebody there was. Yeah, and the creator of this game shit makes me so mad. I feel like it's so unnecessary, and RPG Maker devs love doing it. I mean, it is what it is. You should just run them when this one is done. Hey, Looney Studios, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate that. Oh, wow, that was nice of you. Thank you. You just run them when this one is done before you start the next one. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, the "hey, I'm the creator of this game" shit makes me so mad. I feel like it's so unnecessary, and RPG Maker devs love doing it. To me, I'm not mad at this. I think this makes sense. The whole plot of this game was to be, like, to break free of the will of the game dev. So if you're, like, Catster here is putting himself as an antagonist, sort of. So, like, I don't really mind this. That's the whole point of this game. Whether you disliked it or not is perfectly valid, but it fits here. Yeah, Aaron said it right. I think this fits with the game. Yeah, so this is fine to me. And also, it comes with voice acting by the person. So didn't have to do that, but you did. So I think that's fine. I think there are far bigger problems that are worth talking about. Yeah. Fits the theme. I expect there'll be a few of these in the jam. Yeah.
Thank you.
Me? What for? I like how the protagonist was renamed Barry. Now that we're actually, like, now that it's clear that it's no longer me, that we're Barry. Yeah. Whoa. Hey, Kosher, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate that. Stream time. Hey, Valkyssa, welcome in. Welcome in. No more ads for me. Awesome.
For helping me make this game a reality. I really needed the extra help.
Okay, so I don't have a problem with Catster putting himself into the game. I do have a problem with the way that this is presented. Catster kidnapped these characters. We did not help Catster. I don't know why Catster is trying to say that, hey, this is, that, like, acting like we're helping, because that is explicitly what we're not doing. We are breaking out because we are victims. Oh, right, of course. You're welcome, I guess.
Now that everything is said and done, I shall reset everything for you. You won't remember any of this. Now, return to your family, my child.
I'm not your child.
We'll meet again in another life.
No, I don't want to meet you again. Again, like, we are kidnapping victims, talking to our kidnapper. This should not be an amicable parting. Yikes, my child. I stand by what I said. Yeah. So, let's take a look at these credits. An RPG Maker 2025 Game Jam submission. I cannot speed through this, so we're all just going to have... So, yeah. Alright, credits. Hit it, Bezos. Yeah, writing. Catster. Character writing. Catster. Wow, that is a slow scroll. It really is. But you know what? Why did they choose this color? This is really bad. I know. Whispers in the shadows fill my mind. Trapped in this world, can't seem to unwind. Lost in the echoes, the truth. This is why there's a slow scroll, Looney. I forgot. There's actually a custom theme for this ending. So I guess just I like the devs wrote the song. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Super Melvin, based off of Gurgai's VA. Sorry, whoever said that. It is not, in fact, based off of Riggy. Catster based off of, do you really need a credit for this? Alright, you're being cheeky again. Opinion givers. Well, I'll be expecting my own credit here pretty soon because I gave some opinions. Sound effects. Catster and a bunch of royalty-free websites I completely forgot to name. Not a good look. Not a good look at all, especially now that you are now weathering accusations of stealing from Minecraft. Not a great look. All right, ads are starting in 30 seconds, and I can't stop them this time. So yeah, I will guess just step back for a second. It's Bezos o'clock. Yep. Here he comes. All right, I'll let Bezos keep you guys company while I go prep the next game. So... boom. Actually, yeah, let's do this other one. Right. One more thing. Sorry. Thank you for playing A Quiet Spot, made by Catster. Please consider rating this project and checking out my other projects on my itch.io page. I love you all. Well, you heard him. Rate this project. Give your opinions. Why text in a white background is evil? Yeah, right. The Bezos ending. Good night. And there you go. And now we're starting over again because, yeah. Well, I'd love to, but I'm not allowed. Yeah. That's a wholesome ending. I don't know about that one. I think it attempted to be wholesome. I don't think it right. How brutal should we be? I don't care about how brutal you guys are. I just want you to be honest. So yeah, overall thoughts are I could have forgiven weirdly, I think the ending ruined it for me. And that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. That's the point of games like this is everyone's going to have a wildly different take depending on how much you can jive with the tone that it's going for. I got here at the ending, so I got nothing to say. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So it's fine to start off. Honestly, it's not worth me commenting on it, anything beyond this message. Well, I hope the dev is listening to all this because these are all unfiltered opinions. So, you can make a setup like this work. The problem is, you went too hard on the shitty part. And I'm speaking only for myself here. But as soon as I saw the crappy grammar, the redoing of the... oh, well, there we go. Oh, fuck off. Is it actually? Oh, there we go. Hey, am I here? I saw the drop frames. I saw the bar getting low, but I was like, wait, nope. I don't see it actually going away. I don't see the actual stream cut off. If it didn't cut off, then excellent. Okay, yeah, I see it's back. Cool. That scared me for a second. Minor F. All right, you here. You good. Awesome. It buffered for a bit, but you're still here. Whew, that scared me for a second. Yeah, OBS dropped some bars for a bit. Okay, cool. So, yeah, that is the thing. The encoder. That definitely saved it. Okay, well, now that the ad break is over, let me just... yeah. All right, so let me just repeat what I was going to say earlier. You can make a setup like that work. Right? But when you do something intentionally shitty at the start of this game, you have to nail the landing. But you didn't. And that's just really unfortunate. So you can make this kind of setup work by forcing more hints at the player in the main cutscene that there's going to be something more going on behind the scenes. But instead, you delegated it to optional, missable notes that are not required to trigger the second half of the game. I think that's going to be the big killer here, because if for whatever reason players make it through without picking up a single note, then the second half is just going to be out of left field. I think the biggest fix for this game would have been to give player more agency over the breaking out of the shitty part. Like if either the notes themselves become triggers for getting the for breaking out of the shitty first half, or reducing the amount of endings that you need to get in the shitty first half to trigger the second part. And then there you would have to you would lead players in like changing a little bit about the intro cutscene, other than because you don't want to force the player to go through the whole part over and over and over again, because you know what you're going to do when you do that. And I'll tell you, because I went through that first. You just hold down space and you just stop thinking. You stop thinking that there's going to be more. You're just waiting for it to happen. When you try so hard to be shitty, it ends up going full circle and you're like, okay, there's going to be something beyond this. Especially because on the game page, it keeps saying, hey, don't go away. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. Well, why do you need the game page or the endings to tell me that? You know? Nier Automata did that. Nier Automata didn't need to do that. I don't know if anyone ever played Nier Automata. Now, I know it's unfair to compare a game made in a month to Nier Automata, but I'm trying to tell you, Nier Automata handled its endings without needing to tell you, hey, go back and play the endings. Because you beat the game once in Nier Automata, and then you unlock the next ending where you can play as a whole different character. I was here when you played that game. Yes. You were there when, I think, Zeke, I'm fairly certain Nier Automata was the very first game I streamed. Ever. And yeah, you were there. So yeah, you start the game, you beat it once, you get to play as somebody else, which adds a whole new, which adds some new optional scenes that help you know what's going on behind the scenes. And then you get to ending C when things just take that complete left turn. If there was something like that here, it would have made up for the shittiness. But it's always worth pointing out, intentionally shitty is still shitty. Yeah. If the game would have ended at the guy head and left it up to be a mystery, I would have called this absolute cinema. I don't know about that. I would have just called it shock value. But hey, that's the that's the risk that you take. Anyway, I'm going to hit you guys with another ad break. I need to step away for a second, and then I will be prepping the second game that we're going to play. Or third game, excuse me. I can't. The button to run a 1-minute ad break has been disabled. You recently ran an ad and must wait to run another. Wow. Of all times, I didn't think Twitch of all platforms would be like, no, don't run more ads. Don't make us more money. But all right, whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so what's going to be the third game that we play on here? So I have 2 more games on here that I want to show off, and I don't think we're going to get to all of them. No, we only like running ads when it's super inconvenient. I know, right? What is the first? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know? Hang on, let me pull up my feedback for this one, because there are some points that I wanted to bring up here while playing it, but I don't remember what they were. All right, this next game is a lesson on difficulty. Actually, you know what? I don't want to say lesson. Just an experience that, hey, you can make whatever game you want to make. Except when it comes time to judging, from a judging's perspective, it's worth noting that if you make your game too hard and we can't actually complete it, you can have your end game be something incredible, but it doesn't mean anything. But hey, you know what? I didn't reach the end of this game, but I promise you it wasn't for lack of trying. After the heroes failed to protect the princess in an important ceremony, the barrier that protected the kingdom for millenniums, that's not correct, finally broke. Led by one of the 4 generals, Lilith, the demons start swarming the kingdoms. The kingdom. The heroes are working overtime to protect the kingdom. They successfully keep the demons at bay for months. Instantly recognized by the font. I'm surprised it was the font that you recognized. I thought the pig sound effect at the very start would be the giveaway. But mankind does not know. Why is that a period? Lilith, the succubus princess, has a new weapon in her arsenal. Honestly, didn't hear it? Oh, okay. And she starts bringing out the big gun. Every developer has their favorite font. Fair enough. This is Attack on the Kingdom. Now, if you guys were impressed by Beeyond, well, Nova didn't get to the ending. There's no hope for the other judges. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and just start the game. If you were impressed by Beeyond, then you guys are about to have your minds blown right now. What if I told you... Again, I'm going to make the assumption that the people in here are new. What if I told you that you can make a straight-up bullet hell in RPG Maker? Is this Remy-chan? Is it? I don't know. Because that's what we're doing right here. Also, big props. One point of polish that I need to point out to everybody. It would have been so easy to just copy-paste Control H and then flip the character sprite horizontal. But no, there was a whole different sprite for when she's walking to the left and to the right. Is this Remy-chan? Oh, no. No, this is not Remy-chan. This is, in fact, Rhyme Harbert's game. / Crazy Bobby. Now, that sprite is sick, Rhyme? Yes. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure every asset in this game is completely custom. Like, not pre-made, not gotten from an asset pack. Like, you made every sprite for this game. And you are taking full advantage of it. You have the attack planes right here. Hi, Rhyme. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know what I got possessed with when making that. Yeah, so we have upgrades. We have the shop. All right, so for those that don't know, this is Attack on the Kingdom, which is, I believe, the 4th game in the Attack on series, even though it's apparently, according to the game page, is a sequel to a completely different game. So we've played a few of these bullet hell games, and I have loved every single one of them. And I also enjoyed this one. However, just because I know you, Rhyme, doesn't mean I'm going to go any easy on you. And there are some problems that I remember talking about in all the other Attack on games that are still present here. And I'm docking points for that. In fact, I feel like I would go, I don't want to say harsher, but like if I know the devs, I know what they're capable of, and I know when they're cheaping out. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you get away with that. It is dangerous to know me in this business because I will be much harsher on you. Okay, so let's start off with stage 1. Now, right now, we don't have any, you are more comfortable with crushing their dreams. Oh, I don't care. I will crush the dreams of everybody if it means. Like, I don't intentionally crush dreams, but, you know, I'm not looking where I'm stepping, you know. So if I just happen to crush some dreams underfoot, it's, well, too bad. Fortify yourself. Fortify your dreams. I see that as a friendship benefit personally. See, that's so strange, Aaron, because I know some people that just would not do that. Like, if they know somebody personally, they would not be as harsh because they want to be nice. I'm just like, no, be harsher for me. Like, I know you. I'm not going to, like, hate you if you think what I make is crap. I get randos on the internet telling me that my stuff is crap all the time. I'm guilty of this unless you make a real stinker. Yeah, well. Anyway. So this game is a roguelike bullet hell. So if you are a fan of Toho games, this might be something you want to keep an eye on. Now, I want people to rip my shit to pieces before the general public has the chance. Yeah. If your dreams are so weak to be destroyed by criticism, then your dreams won't survive the world. Personally, I don't think it's a problem with the dreams themselves. It's just, criticism is just something people have to get used to. We are making indie games, you know, and indie games are a lot more personal. So, yeah, it's not like you're working on a big AAA game where you just, like, spend all day polishing, like, the ass end of a cow 3D model, right? Like, we're making games that are, we put a lot of ourselves into the games that we make. So, criticism of personal pieces, I think it's completely understandable for them to feel personal. And that's just something that people, you just have to get used to. Believe me, I know what that's like. If you guys want to stick around, for the new people that want to stick around, I tell stories about about my past fuck-ups all the time. In fact, I think I correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure I talk more about my fuck-ups than I do my successes. But, yeah, it's like, there's a lot to learn there, and I'd like to talk about my fuck-ups because I learned from them. Yeah. So I don't paint myself in the best light when it comes to devs, but hey, those are the lessons that stick with you. You know? You got to be your own worst critic. Pretty much rarely hear you talk about your successes. Yeah, well, because at the end of the day, like, I want my games to speak for themselves, so that's why I don't try to glaze them too much. But when I'm here, I'm talking with you guys, and it feels really narcissistic to just keep talking about how great I am. I mean, I know I'm great, but that's enough. But that's not really useful for anybody else to hear. Like, I think the lessons to be learned are much more important. The stuff that I learned, the things that I've fucked up, those stick with you. Because without the fuck-ups, you can't have successes. You just can't. Unless you're, like, extremely lucky. But if you're that lucky to put out nothing but banger after banger, then what are you doing indie games, you know? Anyway, all of that to say, the ability to take criticism is just another skill that you have to develop. Much like coding, much like time management, much like art, being able to handle criticism, that's just something that you have to work on. I don't think everybody is born having thick skin. I think that's just something that you have to develop. And when you're first starting out, I think it's completely understandable if you don't really know how to do that, how to take it very well. Think about this, guys. No one here will ever take criticism like. We've been over this, man. Can we not, like, bring up past devs and their fuck-ups when they're not around to defend themselves? Like, I'm cool with talking shit, but talk shit about people when they are in a position to defend. When they're in a position to defend themselves. Like, I don't like talking shit about people behind their backs, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that here. We were all there. That's what happened, and I don't want to. And I don't really want to keep bringing up stuff from the past. We've all moved on. Yeah. Thank you, John Erico. Question, actually. Do you think taking criticism is a learned skill? Yes, it is. 100% it is. It requires a change in thought process and a disconnection from the work that you put out. and the understanding that you are not your creative output. And when you're first starting out, it's completely understandable that first-time creatives have difficulty with that. I myself had difficulty with that. But yes, it 100% is a learned skill. Don't take criticism from anyone you wouldn't take advice from. I don't disagree with that take. But my biggest piece, the best piece of advice I got from when it comes to taking criticism is don't listen to hate from haters. Listen to hate from your fans. Because people who don't like the kind of game that you're trying to make are going to give you advice that would push you away from the game that you're trying to make. If someone likes the game that you're trying to make, but thinks that you're screwing up something else that would help you make that kind of game, I think that's more worth listening to. But somebody who's like, hey, I think every game needs to have side view battles. And if you don't have side view battles, if you have front view battles, they think that your game is worse because of it. Be like, you need side view battles. Well, as long as you understand why you're making front view battles, then that's not really criticism that's worth taking it. That's worth like taking. But if you've established yourself as a dev that can't take criticism, then regardless of whether or not someone thinks you're better off with side view or front view battles, you're not going to hear it. So it's best to just be as respectful and polite as possible. I think all criticism is worth hearing, but not all is worth incorporating. I'm with you like 90%. There are something I guess we need to understand. We need to make a distinction between criticism, constructive criticism, and hate. Because if I think your game is shit, that's criticism technically. If I don't elaborate why I think it's shit, then you hearing that it's shit then doesn't really give you anything. That's true. Hate is irrelevant, IMO. Yeah, absolutely. No. I don't understand why it is that front view battle RPGs are looked down upon, whereas side view battles are either enjoyed by many. Either one can be good or bad. To me, it doesn't really matter. Hell, Phantasy Star has front view battles with some character graphics. Also, hi Leo, how you doing? Okay, so that's the thing. There is also another skill to learn to pick up when it comes to taking criticism is distinguishing between criticism and opinion. Sometimes that line can get really blurry. If I make a front view battle system and someone's like, your game is objectively worse because it has a front view battle system, that's just an opinion. They use the word objectively, but that's just an opinion. Hey, Phantasy Star is a good RPG series. I'm not going to argue that. I have not played a single Phantasy Star game. I have seen some gameplay footage of Phantasy Star 4, and I do know that Phantasy Star has, yes, it has a front view battle system, but it also has a blend that it addresses some points as to why people like side view more, because in side view you can see the characters. And you can in Phantasy Star 4, just during battle animations. I'm like, okay, well that addresses the problem. But yeah, front view is not looked down upon if done well. Fear and Hunger is extremely popular and front view. Okay, couple things about that. One, I don't think Fear and Hunger is front view. I think that's top view, because you still see your characters. Whereas front view, like a front view battle system, like say Etrian Odyssey, you don't see your characters, period, except for PNGs when you're selecting their commands. And the other part is the whole if done well thing. And I've never really been a big fan of that line of argument, because the idea of something has to be done well, A, that's subjective, and B, what's the thing? Anything can be done well. So I feel like that's not a really good qualifier. Because it's about artistic decisions, like front view and side view, have several fields behind that. Several reasons behind why a person can make that choice. For example, just to pull a whole scenario just completely out of my ass for a second. If you were making a game in a month and you had very little personal time that you can devote to making that game, and you wanted to make turn-based battles, and you're like, bro, I do not have time to make animations. Animations for all my characters. Let's just go with the front view battle system. It does not matter one little bit if people think that makes your game objectively worse. You, as a developer, know your limits, know the time that you have left to spend, and you made that decision based on those parameters. Parameters that critics do not have any real understanding of. And not to say that critics are dumb, but they just don't have the perspective that you have as a dev. On this channel, I like to look at things from a developer's perspective. So when I see games with like front view battle systems or have like lower or don't have like the high production values, I tend to give those a pass because I don't know the devs. I don't know how much time they spend on these games. And sometimes they can be artistic decisions. Sometimes they can just be products of limitations, whether they be time or time or management, or they just don't want to put in that like extra time. Like, regardless, all we can really talk about is what the game in front. The only thing I can really judge as best as I can is the game that's right in front of me right now. I feel like trying to judge the developer for making these choices is dramatically overreaching, and I just don't want to do that. I believe that front view is easier to polish. That depends. Yeah, you don't have to worry about, character, like your party members' animations. Or do you? Because if you want to do the Phantasy Star 4 thing, then yes, you do have to worry about character animations. It all depends on how much polish and flair you want to put into it. Sometimes you gotta extract more of what their heart says rather than what the critique says. I'm mad I couldn't build a bomb out of my ass. I couldn't bull a bomb out of my ass and chuck it. So it's like you're saying this game needs bombs. In reality, your heart is saying maybe add some more AoE for crowd control. AKA bombs. Now we know why Nova doesn't judge the games on stream. Yes, that's exactly why. Like, you guys say one things and you just like set my brain off. And then, yeah, we just keep going like that. Sorry about that, Rhyme. Yeah, like this is, this is why I don't judge games on stream, because this is the sort of thing I enjoy talking about. Yeah. I'm just mad Front View didn't automatically let you use character portraits in RPG Maker. Such a weird decision. Yeah, that can be kind of weird. Nah, I get that. It's hard to criticize something if you don't have the context for why it was done. I think you can look at it. So you can't look at the context for why it was done, but you can look at it in the context of the game. Yeah. Normalize front view and RTP. Bro, to be happen. I am. I really am. Okay, but yeah. So anyway, that's it. So I guess again for the new people in here, I don't like pull my punches when I criticize games, but I do understand that we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different times that we can spend on games, and I don't like to. One word I am trying to wipe out from my vocabulary when it comes to criticizing games is the word lazy, because I don't know people's life situations. And I'm not going to start saying, oh, this game didn't have like the animation that it needed. Oh, the developer must be lazy. That's some bullshit. That could be right. But I don't know that, because to do that, I would have to know how much time the dev was really spending on these games. If you guys, for those that don't know, my last game, Prayer of the Faithless, is out on Steam right now. That took me 7 fucking years to make. On and off. I went through a lot when making that game. So I don't want to get too much into specifics, but yeah, like I know people have criticized that game. People have said that they don't like some things, but the things that they don't like were decisions that I've made. And I'm like, okay, well, you just didn't like it, and that's perfectly fine. I knew where I was at the time. And yeah, That's... I don't want to keep holding that over developers. So, games are products of where we were at the time. And I don't think that's ever worth apologizing for. So, if I think a game is bad, that's it. I just think that game is bad. It is absolutely not an indictment of the developer behind it. At least I'm trying to. There are some best practices, though. Yeah, that's the rough part when it comes to distinguishing that. Making a better game is not a linear progression, right? Is not a, like, you don't make game more gooder. You can learn best practices, and then it's down to the creator to determine which practices to use. That's like saying, like, the perfect story does not exist. The objectively best story in the entire world does not exist and will never exist, simply because of the nature of stories and the personal interaction that viewers or the people that experience those stories can go through. You know, some people think, hey, this story really meant a lot to me because it came at a time when I really needed it. That's valid. And some people would look at that same story and be like, it's very, very whingy and very cringe. That is just as valid. So I think the best thing about taking criticism is understanding what you did, why you did it, and the realization that you are not your creative output. Your personal character is not judged by your creative output, and your games are products of where you were at the time. And anyone who tries to criticize your games and makes it about you, not worth listening to, in my opinion. Yeah, this is one of the good things about hanging out in indie communities, because at my day job, games are only judged by CPI and... oh, Christ. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a whole different situation as well, because, you know, when it comes to indies, you know, if a game flops, you know, you can just say, hey, it flopped. But when you're working in a studio, when your livelihood depends on that, I think that's more... I think it's a lot more important to look at those values. Because if your studio lives and dies by sales numbers, then you're going to have to pay attention to sales numbers and do whatever you got to do to boost them as best as you can. Ideally, you can find a balance between what will sell and what you want to make. But there's a fundamental difference between... yeah, Rhyme said it best. Yeah, a fundamental difference between a job and a hobby. And to me, that difference is what happens when something flops. You know? Yeah. Anyway, enough yapping. Let's get into this game. I'm so sorry that I held on for this long, but... yeah, this is why I don't judge stuff on stream, because I like chatting with you guys. And, yeah. Okay, the forest around the kingdom is filled with enemy soldiers. We need to fight our way to reach the kingdom. Start the first attack. Let's do it. We lose the yap. You ain't gonna lose the yap. It's just gonna be pulled back for a little bit. Okay, hang on a minute. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Okay. We love the... oh, okay. Gotcha. I mean, that's what streaming is. Like, I don't see much point in... I don't see much point in streaming a game if I'm not even going to be interacting with chat. That's why I decided to do the judges' highlights rather than judge games live. I could just load these games up and just play them, but I think it's a lot more interesting to have stuff to talk about. Okay, so this is a bullet hell in RPG Maker. What does that mean? Well, my succubus here has a shotgun, and I can click, and there you go. And now, Rhyme, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned wanting a dodge feature in one of the older Attack On games. And, yeah, here it is. So, thank you for that. Never let it be said that Rhyme doesn't take criticism. So, let us move on. So yeah, we're just shooting bullets. Holy crap. Yeah. Man, if you get really unlucky with your projectiles... yeah, these guys, it will take a while. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we level up, and now we get some more stuff. We get to choose some perks. So what are we going to get? Decrease the second skill cooldown? Nah. Main shotgun range? Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's go with the succubus guys. Hello? Hey, thank you, Valkrista. Thank you so much for the gift sub. I appreciate that. Man, everyone's so nice today. Ah, there we go. Okay, so projectiles do go over the fence. If this turns into a Vampire Survivors, I'm going to be impressed. Stick around. Okay, now we get to choose. Force path? Force path. Okay, they're both force paths. So each area, like different areas have their own objectives. So you can, if these were two different objectives, we can decide which one we want to go through. And because we get a random choice of perks every time we level up, that's going to make each run slightly different. Okay, so now we have powers. Yep. I love that. Okay, increase the bolt capacity of the rifle. Okay. Yeah, let's go for defensive. So yeah, one of her powers is swapping her shotgun temporarily for a fully automatic assault rifle. Alright, there we go. Go away. There we are. Sector clear. I love how clear the progression bar is at the bottom. Yep. So yeah, so the red part is where the boss is. So we have this many levels to get through. Okay, so human outpost and force path. So we get to choose our objectives from here. So let's do the human outpost. And I believe that one is you have to hold a certain spot for a certain amount of time. Okay, let's use our third power. Let's call in a squad of succubus commandos. And they just open fire on everything. This game is so silly. I love the idea that this game does. And this is kind of a staple of Ryan games. Like, they take super absurd concepts. Oh, there we go. They take super absurd concepts. In this case, the idea, like, hey, a succubus. Okay, how do you think a succubus would attack? Right? You know, seduction, magic. No, just give her a fucking shotgun. Just, okay, yeah. I love the absurdity that comes with a Rhyme game. Yeah, okay, so barricade. Okay, this one is take out a, like, it's not quite a mini-boss, but, like, you have to do a lot of damage to a certain barricade in a certain amount of time. Ah! Oh, I'm dead. Yeah. Everything is a lot better with the shotgun in it? Yes, exactly. You know, Rhyme, it's funny, because I was thinking, like, maybe Shotgun Knight deserves a remake. And then I'm like, wait, nope, Rhyme did it. Shotgun Succubus. This is how a Shotgun Knight remake should play, rather than a turn-based game, like what I tried to do at the start. Okay, so this being a roguelike, death is not the end. So when you die, you go back to the hub, but you keep all the money that you make. Yeah, your level resets, you keep all the money that you make, and now you can spend it on upgrades. So we can upgrade some stuff. We're going to do growth because that's the most... Hello? There we go. That was weird. But yeah, so yeah, that's like the most important upgrade. Yeah. Because, yeah, you got to level up. Everything's a lot better than shotgun. Yes, exactly. All right. We'll get to the skills next time. But yeah. All right, moving on. Defeat all enemies to continue. I can do that. So yeah, as you continue to play this, you're going to notice some other weird things about this game. And I'm going to point them out when I come across them. Yeah, reload speed, definitely need that. So the issue that I'm seeing here is that because these sprites are not the standard tile-size RPG Maker sprites, they're a little bit taller. But the problem with that is that the hitbox is still the standard RPG Maker single tile. which makes shotgun shots, particularly a miss with a shotgun shot, very, very draining. And because at the beginning of a run, it takes so long for you to upgrade your shotgun, that yeah, it can really kill the pace for the early game. Once you pick up more upgrades to the shotgun, it definitely becomes less of a concern. But I don't think the purpose of upgrade should be to make a mechanic more bearable. It should be to enhance the mechanics that are already there. And unfortunately, I think that this game kind of makes your character too weak at the beginning. Okay, forced camp. Yeah, we're not gonna do the barricade this time. Okay, well, 2 barricades and 1 forward camp. All right, we're doing a forward camp. Oh yeah, so if you oh actually crap, I shouldn't have done that because that's just an extra. Wait, did that say to increase the reload speed? Yes, it did. Because oh yeah, so if you want to save or swap skills, this is where you can do that. Actually, can I swap skills? Okay, nope, don't have enough. Actually, wait, I can't swap skills. You know, I never got much use out of Fireball, so I'm just gonna swap that one out with Eye of Succubus. Stunt. Every enemy on the map for a while. Did that say to increase the reload speed? Yes, it did, because the shotgun has a very, very slow reload at the start. English is hard. I know, but it shouldn't be too hard to ask a friend to, you know, take a look at what you've made. Be like, hey, is there anything that you need to... Is there anything that needs to be adjusted? So let's do Eye of Succubus. Up, get myself back into it. Where are the things? Level up, please. Ah, dead. Alright. Sometimes the button does not appear because of a memory issue. This is the bug in the plugin, I believe. That sucks. Okay, what's my... Yeah, no. Okay, upgrade. Okay, let's do health, because clearly I need that. And then attack. Oh, okay, I was thinking of that backwards. Like the overall time to reload was increasing rather than the reload... Oh, okay, yeah. No. Alright, so let's go and just... Wow! Wow. Whoops. Okay, what are we doing here? Small chance to avoid blocking to make damage? Yeah, I think we need to... No, I'd rather do that. Okay, now you can get around this slow reload time, because while your shotgun is reloading, you can just switch over to the secondary rifle and then just have fun with that. Because your shotgun still reloads while you're firing off a different power. Okay, force path. Alright, give it that. Okay, increases the reload speed of the main shotgun. You know what? I think you're right, Aaron. That it should be decreases the reload speed. Yeah. Oh wait, no, increase the reload speed. Sorry, I can't. English is my native language, and I can't read it right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's a hard one. Reload speed and reload time. Yeah, shooty. And I can't stress this enough. Pew. Yeah, all right. Alright, there we go. Force path or human outpost. Let's do human outpost. Because I think these are harder, but they give you more rewards for completing it. And I've got some skills that I think will make me very useful here. Aw, man. I deployed the succubi in a very bad location. Go through. I forget. I have to stay in here. There we go. Yeah. All right. Recover HP when damaging enemies. That's a really good one, but because the reloading is going to be quicker, the overall time speed. Yeah. I should also say this is so far from my normal genre of game, so I might be a weird outlier with these things. Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. This is also not my normal type of game as well. Hey, Wrath of Wood, welcome in. How you doing? All right, increase the ammo capacity of succubus gunners. I like that, but I need to get better at deploying them first. Increase the incoming. Yeah, I like the game increase. Okay, force path or barricade. Let's do barricade. All right, go. Ah, there we are. Good stuff. Yeah, increased number of projectiles. We should, yes, definitely want that. Okay, these are all force paths. So the problem here is that you have time-based cooldowns for skills, and knowing that these stages are only going to get harder. You know what this encourages me to do? This, right here, just sit. Completely killing the pace of the game by waiting for all these skills to cool down. I wish that all the skills instantly cooled down when you clear a map, because I feel like that would help keep the pace going. No, but you might not be surprised, but the progress bar is inspired by not. How is the progress of all things? Okay, you know, I'm not surprised by the idea of you being inspired by an off-brand. I'm surprised that the idea of something as basic as a progress bar was inspired by an off-brand. In what world is a progress bar inspired by an off-brand game? How? I'm just more impressed than anything. Okay, that's everything. So, force path. And human outpost. We're gonna do force path because I want to get a move on, just to show you guys some more, because we are running out of time. All right, let's go. Up. All right. Increase the bullet. Yeah, I like that. Alright, I'll let the succubus commandos, which is a phrase I never thought I would ever say, behind to handle the rest of these enemies. Okay, force path or forward camp, because if you want to swap out your skills, that's what you do. Or if you're having a particularly good run and you want to save it, you can select the force camp. But here, I'm going down the force path. Because you can't upgrade your stats at forward camp. You can only do that at the very beginning of a run. Bruh. Look at all that. Like, I made a shot, like, almost point blank, but all the pellets happened to miss that archer. That is very disappointing, to be honest. The enemies. There we go. Yeah. Alright, what's next? Human outpost versus human outpost. The difference between real life and fiction is that real life doesn't need to what? That real life doesn't need to make sense. Hold on, huh? I probably shouldn't open with the rifle. Yeah, there we go. Alright, increased number of projectiles. This shotgun's gonna be really beastly, but no, I want defense this time. Force path, okay. Oh, whoops, that was, okay, whatever. Alright, what you guys got? Hey, there's supposed to be 3 of them deployed. Why is there only 2? Aw. Okay. Kingdom entrance. Okay, boss time. I mean, he doesn't. Hold on, he cooking, bro. You can criticize real life all you want, but people are going to keep being crazy fools. That's true. Hey, look, it's the RTP heroes. Redrawn in this style in order to maintain consistency in art style. Respect that. We almost win this battle. Do not let even a single one pass. My magic is ready. Alright, Marcia, give them hell. I thought the Lord gave me the best warrior. Why can they be beaten so easily like that? It's kind of weird that this is the first time we're actually getting any kind of personality from the main character, but sometimes you don't... sorry, when I say personality, I meant dialogue. You can get plenty of personality just by looking at that picture. Half the hero party is there. Of course, your soldier, singular, would be easily annihilated. You know Harold gotta be last. Yeah, well, try the game yourself. Really, where are the heroes, Chalky? Look at those chicks with fancy clothes. Guess who are they really? Half of the hero party? Bzz. They are part of Harold's harem. Who's Harold? Yeah, who is Harold? I don't know. Don't let our guard down. I see not two demons coming this way. Really? Is the demon lord sending child soldiers nowadays? That's a war crime. Hey, I'm not a kid. Are you sure, Marcia? Demon's looks can be deceiving. I'm sure. Her magical power is too low to be considered an adult demon. And that's why she brought the boomstick. I told you I'm not a kid. I'm one of the 4 elite generals. Yeah, stop playing pretend and get back home. War isn't a playground. That's it. How dare you disrespect me? I will kill all of you right here, right now. She might be a kid, but she's still a demon. We can't let our guard down. Alright, let's go. Ow. Alright, y'all just chill out for a second. And now I'm kind of at that weird phase where I'm desperately trying to shoot my shotgun, but I just do not have the, I just don't have the capacity. Alright, I'm trying to keep track of so many things at once. Alright, yeah, let's just stun you. Nope. Okay, increase reload speed. I like recovering HP when dealing damage. Okay, phase 2. Ah! Move it. Bruh, how am I still being shot at? I'm supposed to have stunned. The enemies are supposed to have been stunned? I'm dead. Yeah. I might need to cancel my game and make a shooter. Yeah, maybe. Okay, what do we have? Oh, 7,000. Alright, that's enough for some new skills. Skill issue? Literally, yes, skill issue. Okay, so we have... I'm just going to go ahead and unlock this top tier power. Because this highlights an issue that I brought up in my feedback, but I'll just go ahead and give it to you now. So we are going to activate our demon power now. That is our top level of skill. It is kind of weird that I can immediately go for the 3rd level skill, but on the other hand, I do appreciate that you give us that freedom to immediately customize the type of skill that I want to make. But normally you would buy these kinds of skills in tiers. But yeah. Alright, so we have... Alright, yeah, so... Second, final phase. I am the boss now. And then, decrease second skill? No. Decrease incoming damage. Okay, human outpost. Okay, do that. Go to pause menu, please. Wait, what? Okay, I will do that once I get the cooldown. Come on. Yeah, and now I'm just waiting. There we go. Okay. Decrease incoming damage by percentage. Yeah, let's do that. I see some small snags, but that might be due to OBS. Oh, that sucks. The pause menu while in second phase. Yeah, alright. That seems like a good idea. Forward camp, human outpost. Let's do another human outpost. Alright, second phase. Let's go. Well, well, well. Look at that. That's a nice little bit of polish. I definitely appreciate that. Good job, Ryan. That is one of the things you absolutely did not have to do, but you did it anyway. That's great. I think it's just the nature of the way RM moves the camera. Okay, fair enough. So, you'll notice these particle effects whenever the second phase hits is really, really large. I would like to remind you all that this is inspired by bullet hells. So there comes a point where you have so much particle effects happening on screen that you are no longer able to navigate. And I want to remind you, there's going to be a lot of bullets flying around. And yeah, I think that's just bad. You cannot hide. You cannot require precision movements and also flood the screen with so many particle effects that you can't see, that you cannot see your character. Those two things just do not work well together. Okay, now what? Decrease. Oh, yep. First skill cooldown. Get me in second phase quicker. Barricade. Human outpost. Yeah, let's do barricade. Let's go. Because yeah, look at that. I can't see myself. That just doesn't look good. It really just doesn't. Okay, force path. Let's do that. Just shoot less. Ah, yeah, shoot less. And an objective, like, yeah, shoot less when I'm trying to break down the barricade. I just have to shoot less. Doy. Wow, wow, I cannot believe you thought of that. The second phase attack is AoE, though. I mean, that's still... I still disagree that it should be that large. The damage for the AoE attacks is... sorry, the damage for the second phase attacks is already strong. But you just have to... I just don't think that it should come at the cost of being able to see your character. Toho! If I remember correctly, every Toho game, you can still see your hitbox no matter how crazy things get. I just don't see why you should sacrifice, like, this game sacrifices that. What should I get? Small chance to fully... Yeah, okay. Force path or human outpost? Let's do human outpost. Ah! I just got locked right into that. There we go. Increase first skill cooldown. Yep. Always going to be the best one to use. 2 forward camps and then a human outpost. Yeah, let's just go. This. Yeah, you got it. Okay, okay, boss time. Let's see if I can do this now. Okay, you just hold the button down. Because here's what happens when you don't do that. Look at all this. How can I possibly be expected to navigate through this bullshit right here. Alright, immediately got phase 1 done. Increase the duration of the second phase. Alright, we got this. Hurry up and cool down, please! No, almost. Got it. All right, there we go. Because look at all this. Look at all this that's happening right now. Like, even if you don't have ADHD like I do, I cannot imagine anybody being able to, like, smartly navigate through that. What was that weapon? It pierces my armor. And the other thing, like, this also has another issue that is more of a pet peeve of mine, but I really don't like ads during boss fights. Like, if you're gonna make a boss fight, make the boss fight itself something that's interesting. And if you're gonna have ads in the boss fight, like if you're gonna have like random enemies that I've already fought just continue to pursue me here, the boss should do something with those enemies. Because otherwise it feels artificial. Like you're just trying to push on more stuff just because hard. But I'd rather see the boss themselves make more elaborate skills. Remember, this is a jam game. Maybe you had something really cool for the ending, but I was stuck on this for long enough that I was never going to get to it. You can always come back and then add more enemies in a future patch. But when it comes to the jam, like, again, make the game you want to make, but you have to understand that the harder you make a game, the more real of a chance that a person is not going to see through all of it. Yeah. The goal is that you can still level up from beating small enemies in the middle of boss fights. Then just have one type of enemy pursue you, like the basic type of enemies, because you put in a lot of variety in the enemies. And the more variety that you put in the enemies, the more focus you're taking away from the boss. And this is a boss fight. Like these two, Marcia and whatever her name is, should be front and center for a boss fight. Instead, I have to divide my time between them and the ads. And if the purpose of the ads is just to keep myself leveling up so that I can continue to heal and continue to get more health and damage boosts, then they cannot be as complex enough. They cannot be complex enough that they overshadow the boss itself. So the quickest fix for that would just be to limit the variety of enemies and just have only like the most basic type of knights come after you. If that was the goal. Yeah. And again, that's why I always welcome talking with devs about their games rather than just come in, stating my opinion and then moving on, because I like to learn about I like devs to tell me about their thought processes and their goals when designing games, because like I said at the start of this in the last like big yap, I can only talk about the game that's right in front of me. I have no real I can only hazard a guess as to what the intentions were for all these design decisions. So hearing the actual intentions from the dev, that does wonders for helping me figure out like what the best way forward is. Because without Rhyme telling me that the goal of the enemies was not to make the boss itself harder, but to give you more level ups. Because remember, level ups fully heal your character. And that's the only way to heal your character. If you haven't gotten any power ups that lets you heal by damage. Now that I know that really helps me help you figure out like how best to tweak the situation. Because the way that it is right now, the variety of the ads take away from the boss fight, and I think that just makes it worse. So that's one of the goals, and that's why I always encourage people giving out differing opinions, and I encourage devs to just like tell me what their thought process is when it comes to designing systems, because again, there is no objective correct way to do things. It's like you have your goals, you have your intentions, and then there are just ways that you can help convey those intentions. In the Survivor games, the challenge is just overwhelming numbers you need to dodge through. Not this game. This game has, I mean, that may be true for the basic enemies, like, but the boss fights, yeah, no, the focus of these should be on the boss fights. Didn't you say her magical power is too low? Yeah, you don't need magical powers to fire a shotgun. Yeah, I did, but her magic power was decreasing at all. Wasn't decreasing at all this whole fight. Even the elite generals we fought on the island went low on MP once or twice. Oh, those two? Yeah. Yeah, they are suck. That is not English. But I am not suck. My endless magic will destroy you all. I need to fall back. All your base are belong to us. It's a magical shotgun? It's not a magical shotgun. What are you talking about? Anyway, that was the boss fight. And that is where we're going to stop here. So yeah, great game. I enjoyed it. There are problems with it, and I'm not going to hold back on those problems. So after the jam, I will be happy to elaborate more if I need to elaborate more. But yeah, I got halfway through the last stage, and I just got stuck on the first boss, on the mid boss of the last stage. I couldn't get past him, which is pretty good for just like an hour into the game. But yeah, that's where I got. Anyway, good job on this. You should be proud of it. I encourage everybody to go in and play this game, because I just gave you one way through this game. There are a whole bunch of different skills, each one of them changing how you approach the game. Like, it's not just a matter of picking stronger tiers of different skills. Like, the first skill we have for reinforcements, summon 3 succubus gunners. Okay, pretty good. The second one, skeletal wall. It is not an upgrade to succubus gunners because it summons skeletons holding a shield. That's a defensive skill. So it just completely changes your approach to combat. She will defeat them with the power of friendship and this gun she found. Literally. Yeah. But yeah, that is actually going to do it for today. I want to knock out a couple more games tonight, like doing actual judging. So, and as I have demonstrated very thoroughly, doing that on stream is not a good idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop now, and I'm going to knock out some more games. I want to thank everybody for dropping by. This is a fun yap session, and I think I'm going to do it again on Friday. You either focus on the game or on the stream. Yeah, I can't do both. So we're going to go ahead and raid out, and I will continue on judging. We're going to do this again on Friday, same time. But we are going to go a little bit long. I don't know if we're going to go a little bit longer on Friday, because I need to do. I do need to, like, I like hanging out with you guys. I like yapping. I like talking about the games that we're playing. But my focus should be, first and foremost, actually judging the games. Besides, the more games I get through, the longer the playlist becomes for highlights. So, you know, there's that. Great stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for the stream. Well, thank you guys for being here, because without you guys, this would just be an insane asylum. But yeah, I appreciate you all coming in and hanging out. So who are we going to go raid? Oh, Riggy's up. And looks like he's doing some judging. Oh, Riggy, Hawk Zombie is up. Okay. I'd like to bring you guys to another judge. So let's go. Hang on. Do the judges have deadlines? We don't have one strictly enforced, but you know, the sooner the better, right? We all know we got to get these in as quickly as we can. So I don't think a hard deadline has been set, but as soon as possible, because you know, we're all doing this, we're all volunteering for this, so life gets in the way sometimes, you know. No deadline, just don't get crazy. No, we're gonna get crazy. We are absolutely going to get crazy. Okay, let's go hang out with Riggy. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. And I will see you all on Friday, where we will continue the highlights. Doing what? I don't know. whatever games we have planned, you will know when we get there. All right, later.